Wait. It's like this. Hey Siri, stop. That was amazing, right? You guys all thought like AJ was here.
Yeah, for a second there. Thought I was going to get the forearm right now.
Yeah, I was gonna phenomenally forearm you. It was gonna be pretty dope.
That would have been a TKO, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh shit.
Oh,
We're just stuck in this mode.
There we go. Actually, you know what I could have done? Watch if we go back. We're gonna give everyone a peek into the. Hey Siri, it's showtime.
Done.
Oh, nice.
She fixes the lights to be for the
Nice.
show. Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks. This is our spooky edition, our Halloween show. We do have a couple special guests today. We have the one and only guest champ, Gabe.
GR Lunar, at GR Lunar. Follow me on Twitter.
At
Because
GR.
I need followers.
He does. Desperately does. And he lives for your active feedback.
Mhm.
So tweet him. Tweet him like crazy. And for the first time ever on camera, we do have producer here, Miss Shell. As always, I am phenomenal. I am at Ref Marsh.
Nice costume, man. I like it. I like
Came out
it.
all right.
Yeah.
So the other two idiots were supposed to, because they're already bald, they were supposed to be the rest of the club.
Oh,
we were gonna,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
killed it. They
yeah,
killed the
they would have
idea.
had to do almost nothing. All they had to do was wear a T-shirt.
Who was going to be Doc?
Dude, Clump.
Yeah,
I was
he's gonna wear
gonna
the face paint?
Yeah, I was gonna paint him up. Yeah.
Ladies and
Dude,
gentlemen, I am sorry.
And look at how good
Oh
is
my
this?
gosh.
Perfect.
Look, we
right?
had it set.
Those two bastards.
They're
Fucking
idiots.
bullshit, man.
If they're watching right now, or if they're watching the recording,
Should be watching.
shame on you.
Yeah, they don't watch this show.
They don't watch it. They got better things to do.
That's why I can talk all the shit I want. Watch, they didn't make the show today because they're having sex with each other. They can't say anything about it. They're not going to say anything. They're not watching.
Jeez. How dare they have lives? All right. So, how are we starting this? What do you want to start with today?
Well, let's talk about a couple things. So we do want to get into, we're going to talk our top five, bottom fives of the week. And we got input from Miss Shell as well this time. So we'll have a few bits to talk about. I think I'd like to start off with a drink.
Okay.
You see the cinnamon looking one down there?
This one?
Yeah. That's my Halloween drink.
Oh. Evan Williams.
Yeah, if you know anybody who works for Evan Williams, let them know we're drinking live and supporting them on the air. We're looking for a sponsorship, free bottles, or a cease and desist, something for the walls.
Absolute vodka, please.
Yeah, there's not enough on these walls. Definitely
Yeah.
need more.
We need more things,
More things.
a la cease and desist.
We just want to hear from you.
Yeah, also you can tweet at us anytime or retweet me all the time.
Yeah.
Also acceptable.
I did not start that Twitter yet.
Yeah.
Or the, yeah.
Dude, it's clearance.
Dude, just,
How great is that?
I love those gloves, man.
They're so good. I'm gonna do a lot more in these gloves, I think.
Honestly, AJ Styles
What does
has
that
like
mean?
some of the cleanest gear.
Oh yeah.
Did you catch that?
I didn't hear what he said, actually. What did you say?
I'm gonna just do a lot more in the gloves,
Okay.
just in general.
Just so you feel phenomenal.
Nobody borrow these gloves.
I think I want to talk a little bit about, first off, I don't know where I put this, top or bottom, or just relevancy.
Oh, I don't think you
We're
did.
going
Ooh.
to talk about 2K20, just for a little bit.
Okay.
You have not played it?
I have not played it, but I've seen plenty of footage online via Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit.
Huh.
I think it's hysterical.
I mean, you know what? I think at the end of the day, people are still having fun with the game.
That's what I was gonna say. Bottom line, I played it. I'm not a game. I don't play a lot. You can count how many games I have over there. Look, that's all of them. Look,
Okay.
right there.
Yeah, yeah.
See 'em?
Yeah,
There's
you're-
like
your game collection's weak as fuck.
over there on that shelf.
I see it
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's all of my games. So I don't play like a shitload. Oh wait, and there's one down there that I'm borrowing.
Which one?
It's
Oh,
now it's I think
oh.
it's 2K16. It was the one with Stone Cold.
Oh. Old school.
Yeah, but I pretty much only play the 2K games, to be honest. I play some of the other ones a little bit, but I mostly play the 2K games, so I feel like that I'm okay about saying that I enjoyed this one versus enjoying the other ones. I think I do like this one more than the last one, as far as playability goes.
Playability, I mean, I don't know much of the difference with playability goes, because to me it's kind of like a FIFA game as far as I'm concerned. Like it's kind of the same game, but they just update the roster, maybe give you some more customization things.
I feel like this one feels different playing.
Okay.
I really do, and I don't know, I don't know if I actually got used to the gameplay on the other ones, but I feel like it was a lot more difficult for me to play the other ones versus this one. I don't know if I'm getting used to the controls or if it just feels a little simpler.
Well, at the end of the day, some of the faces, some of the rendering looks terrible in the game. Definitely looks like they went 3 seasons back with some of their art.
Yeah.
The glitches, obviously, we all seen the glitches online, but like I said earlier, people are still having fun with the game, so win for WWE, I guess.
I think so. I think so. One of the things that I saw a lot of people complaining about was the Bump of the Night package. If you bought the deluxe edition, as I did, you get the Bump of the Night package for free, right?
Okay.
And so part of the deluxe edition is like I get everything unlocked already. Well, the Fiend is only playable as an unlockable character through the Bump of the Night storyline.
I'm sorry, but that's smart for them. Because
Yeah.
they know people are going to want to play as the Fiend.
I think it is smart for them. There was a moment of frustration where I got the game and I was like, wait, where's the Fiend? I want to see the Fiend, and it wasn't even out yet. It didn't come out till Monday.
Like, yeah.
So
a
it
couple
comes
days
out.
later.
Yeah. So it comes out a week afterwards. So now there's Bump of the Night package. I go in there, I was like, well, now I got the Bump of the Night package. Obviously, they've unlocked all that stuff for me already. I got the deluxe. Not the case. I'm gonna have to go through the gameplay mode of Bump of the Night to unlock the stuff.
Yeah, you gotta work for it.
Yeah.
At first, I was pretty pissed because I was all like, God damn it! I spent the money to unlock everything. Then, as I thought about it as I'm playing it, I didn't play 2K19 a lot because everything was unlocked. I would turn it on, play the matches I wanted, and then I would turn it off.
So now you're getting some value out of the game.
I feel already like I'm having more fun with the game because I have to go through it more.
Man, I feel like we're really playing the devil's advocate today.
Yeah.
Just like based on everything I see on Twitter.
It's our theme.
Yeah.
It's the Halloween special, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely having more fun with it. I do understand the frustration, especially the Xbox guys. Anyone who had an Xbox, Bump of the Night package didn't release right away.
Oh no.
And they were pissed because PlayStation did release right away, but they fixed it like an hour or two later. So then they got it.
It happens. If it was like
Yeah.
a full day, that would really suck, but like, they wouldn't refund you or give a shit anyway, you know?
Yeah, but it wasn't even a full day, so I feel
Yeah.
like that, relax a little, calm down. It is a game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting this bent out of shape over a game, you may not be playing the game right. You're meant to be having fun, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what I was going to say about... I think it had to do with Bump of the Night. Oh, the objectives. I don't like objective gameplay. I don't like it when it's all like, do this move in this specific way to move forward.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
I
understand.
get really frustrated with that just because sometimes it's too specific. The opening one on Bump of the Night they didn't call it reversing a move, but it was similar to reversing. But it was effectively reverse a move in which Aleister Black is running at you in an attack.
Oh
So
my
he has to
gosh.
be doing a running attack and then you have to reverse it. But that character moves really slow and he would literally run towards me, stop running, walk towards me, and then attack.
So is there like a counter where you just Irish whip?
But then he'd have to be on the offense. So I'd have to reverse
Man,
his reversal.
So it's like really specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because if I Irish whip him, then he's coming at me and he's going to have the chance to reverse my move because I'm on the attack.
Yeah, because you could play that. You could play like 3 matches with him and not have that opportunity to come up.
I feel like it didn't happen once.
This is
the
gonna
first
be
match.
bothering me the whole time, but I'm gonna hang in there and keep this mustache.
Oh yeah. No, do we talk about all the costumes? Do we know who everybody is?
I hope so.
I hope. Do we?
Mankind.
Wow. Wow, a lot of attitude on that one. A lot of fire.
Mankind.
What's this?
I'm
What's this
I'm
about?
AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. You don't want none. You don't want none.
So I took a swerve, and
Yeah.
against Boss's direction, and I'm Hopper from Stranger Things, season 3.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Yeah. very
We don't talk about that show on here. flat out.
But it's popular this year, man.
It is popular.
Oh,
I need the
Oh.
text that you received because it logged me out.
what? Oh my god.
All right.
You got logged out of our fucking. Are
Well,
we
yeah, 'cause
streaming?
I restarted.
We're streaming.
I got the first 3 digits.
There you go.
We still streaming.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
So yeah, I don't like objective-based gameplay just because the first one I played for 20 minutes. I couldn't get him to do the move. I couldn't get him to do the one thing I needed to reverse. And they also didn't call it reversal, which makes me nervous that when I do get him to finally do the move, I'll do the wrong thing.
What do they call it? Counter?
It wasn't even a counter. Let me see. Let me try and just Google first objective. Bump in the night. Let's see what comes up. In the night, WWE. That's definitely not going to show.
No, probably not.
No, I'd have to open it up. But it was called something else.
Okay. Take your word for it.
It wasn't reverse, and it wasn't like counter. It started with an R. I don't remember. Fuck. It's going to bother the shit out of me.
Yeah. If you know in the chat, if anybody knows, please
Yeah.
let us know.
It was the Wicked Aleister Black one.
Oh,
it
that
did.
was
So I
sick.
did have. It did let me unlock Aleister Black because I won the match, but didn't do the objectives. So it failed me on the objectives, but did unlock Aleister, which was cool.
Okay. So you got like a
Oh.
consolation prize.
Yeah. Let's see. Wicked Aleister Black. Let me look it up this way. Bump in the night match. Let's see what comes up. Maybe it'll show us in the top.
Commercial first, motherfucker.
Yeah. But other than that, I think the game is fun. I think that all the glitches are hysterical to me. If I could have, I mean, it's like getting free bloopers, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if I could literally have a code that would make the game do this shit, I probably would use it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are humorous. Some of them can be frustrating as well. I think as long as they polish the game some more and put a little bit more time into it, I can't imagine they're going to put a whole lot of time into it after this because they're probably getting ready to move on to 2021 already, like right now.
That's a good point. That's a good point. They have to get started on the next one.
So as long as they can like patch it up just a little bit and rectify some of the bigger issues with the game.
Perform a rebound attack.
Oh, rebound.
Rebound attack.
A rebound attack to a running Wicked Aleister Black in the ring. So it can't be on the outside of the ring, inside the ring.
He has to run to you. So
Well, let me see what happens. Let me see how this guy does it.
Is he just wicked because he's wearing that gear and he's like,
Well, he's like a ice
Demon.
demon thing.
oh, he looks
Yeah,
dope,
he
though.
looks sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's probably as cool as he'll ever look.
Ooh, I didn't know you could do that. I'm gonna start watching this stuff on the side.
Yeah, maybe not
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, it says with Wicked Aleister Black running towards you, press blue to perform a rebound attack. That's the X button, I think. Press the red and something towards the ropes to Irish whip opponent. Oh, so as long as he's running towards you, so you could do it. You could Irish whip him and then do an attack. All right. Well, this is a lot for me.
I've never played the game and I know how to beat this shit. Let's go.
Yeah, you just like you beat the game already. So yeah. Apart from that, I don't like objective based gameplay, but it is cool for a tutorial, I guess.
I'll probably pick it up 6 months into its life when it's like half off.
Or we'll figure out how to start streaming it, and you can come over and play it here, and we'll stream it live on the channel.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
do
trying
that.
to figure that out for a while. I'm really bad at this.
Capture card.
Welcome to the show, where every show's like our first show. We're still trying to learn how to even just watch our own show.
But please
live.
support us.
Yeah, go ahead and put the I in following and the no notifications. You don't have to watch this again.
But please do.
We enjoy the chatter.
Yeah, absolutely. Get in that chat. Get drunk with us and talk about wrestling. I think that's all I was really going to say about the 2K20 is I understand the frustration. I also think it's a video game, and if it's making me laugh, it seems okay. And again, I don't know if the gameplay is significantly different, but it does feel much easier for me to play. So
I know I haven't been too critical about it, and I've kind of been on your side. But that being said, I did put it on my bottom 5 this week
Really?
because of all the
2K20?
negative, because of
Wow.
all the negative backlash that it received.
That's fair for
highly
sure.
publicized. A lot of people unhappy about it.
A lot of refunds happening.
A lot
Yeah.
of refunds requested. Yeah, so it's just more bad PR for WWE in general.
Definitely not a good look.
Not a good
Definitely not a good look. It does make me think that next year's game's going to be incredible.
Hope so.
You know what I mean?
Well, especially if AEW is going to make their own games as well. Now they got competition in the wrestling genre.
Yeah. As far as video games go, for sure.
I mean, I'm saying this very preemptively because the AEW game can be trash. They haven't even really announced one yet, but
But
it's
it might not
probably
be.
coming. It's probably
I
coming.
remember, what was it, until THQ and WCW had their contract and their gameplay was so much fun to play with. WWE had the market on video games back then. They came out with some cool game that was all graphics and looks, but so hard to play. Blew them out of the water. Eventually, WWE had to change their gameplay to reflect that of the THQ games. And at the heart of it, that's kind of my favorite form of the gameplay, still the THQ stuff. And that's what I feel like. This version, to me, feels more THQ-ish.
Okay.
Where it's kind of, up, A, does stuff, you know?
Right.
Like,
Right. Cool.
yeah, you can do any direction and any button and it does a thing, you know?
Yeah,
But
I think like the last wrestling game that I've played was SmackDown 3.
oh, yeah?
Yeah, like way back when.
I missed some of those ones, but I hear those ones are great.
SmackDowns are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really play, but I love the bloopers. I'm sorry.
Oh, the SmackDown.
I did because the Becky one where she's a skeleton. I was dying. I was.
SmackDown 3 had like some of the coolest character creation back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit much now. It's hard for
Yeah.
me to manage. So I don't disagree with it being in the bottom 5 in my personal life. I'm having fun with it. But yeah, it does look really bad for them right now. And for me, it's a huge bummer just because I am such a big Becky fan. I don't like that her first time being on the cover, the first time a woman on the cover, any of that stuff. It's gonna have this major blemish on it now, you know. And I hope that people are looking at it objectively from the number side of things and not looking at it content-wise. Because this one, the reason I had to get it was the storyline is the 4 Horsewomen, Becky on the cover. Like I wanted to support those concepts. The first time women are in create a wrestler,
Yep.
in career mode, like those are huge steps forward to the video game. I remember complaining the last one that we got when I was like, "Oh, you make a woman wrestler, I'll make a dude, and we'll do a thing." And then I realized at that point I was like, "Oh wait, just not an option."
Right.
So I think this game made a ton of cool strides, and it sucks that this is the reception it's getting because of not the content's fault.
True. I mean,
You know?
and it can always accumulate a cult following. It's it's still early. It's a week into its lifespan.
Yeah,
Who knows what's gonna happen right now?
for sure, for sure. So I don't disagree with that as a bottom, but I'm having fun with it, and I like to support them.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't get the super pack like I got last year. Last year I got the Ric Flair edition because it came with all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they had all those ones go out with the edges without signatures.
I just hate tier purchases for games. It pisses me off. Like
I don't mind it from a collectible standpoint.
You can get regular, deluxe, or grand edition.
But you're getting significantly different things. So the regular one's cool because you get to just play the game and unlock it. And if you're a heavy player, if you play a lot, that's perfect because you will unlock everything at some point.
That's true.
If you're a light player like me, like 2K20 or 19, I must have played maybe a dozen times this whole year. It wouldn't have been as fun for me to go in there and be constantly not able to play with people I like.
Right.
You know, so the deluxe edition works for me that way. When it comes to the third tier, it's just about the collectibles. Or is it coming with collectibles you like or no?
Right.
This year, the collectibles I didn't care about as much.
Okay.
Last year had collectibles I thought was really cool. That exclusive Ric Flair pop, the Hall of Fame ring replica, a piece of Ric Flair's robe. I was like, these are collectibles I can get in on.
Yeah.
This new one where it was all like a piece of the ring apron from this 8-year time span. I was like, huh.
Was I watching that? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one they had is the signature by either Rey Mysterio or Edge. Or was it Kurt Angle and Edge? I think it was Rey Mysterio and Edge.
Yeah.
I got both their signatures anyways, and if I'm not meeting them, it's not as big a deal to me. So I just didn't. But then yeah, they had that whole screw up with the Edge signatures. A bunch went out without signatures on it. It was just a picture of Edge. Edge was like traveling, and so when I come back, I'll set up a PO box. Everyone send it to me, and I'll email it back. And then 2K put out a thing where they said, "Hey, go here and sign. Fill out this form, and we're gonna make it right one way or the other."
Okay.
So, so they're both trying to do stuff about it, but man, does that feel shitty when you open it up and you're like, oh.
Expecting to get that picture signed, and it's
Yeah.
just a regular old picture.
Yeah, if I had opened up
Yeah.
the Ric Flair thing and that Ric Flair robe was empty,
Oh.
I'd have been pretty upset.
Yeah.
I'd have been, damn it! Like, because at that point,
Yeah.
that third tier, you are buying it for
That
a collectible.
Yeah.
Purpose, right?
So I understand that realm. If they had stuff that was significantly different, where it's all like, oh, the deluxe edition's the only place where you can actually get, these levels. Well, I guess they kind of don't Bump in the Night, right? But you can buy it.
You can separately. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what it was. It included it in there where the other one you can buy Bump in the Night.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
you save some cash too. Otherwise, it's probably like $5 extra if you purchase it separately.
I think so. Something like that. 5 to 10 is usually what their packs are. So I don't even think it's that bad. So, yeah, shitty that a lot of people are responding poorly to it. I enjoy it, having fun. So yeah, bottom 5 for sure. We'll just stay it on the downer. We'll go to the next bottom 5. That was on your bottom 5?
That was I have a ton of bottoms. Like I have a ton of
know.
notes in general. I just made a lot of notes this week.
Me
That's
too.
that's one that I highlighted as a bottom though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny when I said, "Did you have anything about 2K20?" You said, "No, not really, but we can talk about it." And then there it was on your list.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
So you kind of lied a couple times.
I did.
You lied about wrestling, dressing up like a wrestler, and then you lied about what's on your notes, and then halfway through you're like, "By the way, this is on my fucking list." So we could have waited.
Well, we got started. We got started.
God damn it.
All right. Are we going with his bottoms or?
Whoa, easy.
Oh.
Easy
right.
there.
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, we're gonna go
Or
on
we going
bottoms.
top?
We're gonna do bottoms.
All right.
We're gonna start with bottoms. I'm gonna talk about my overwhelming complaint with the apps that I'm using. I can't tell if it's my Apple TV. I can't tell if it's the apps individually. So you have to let me know if your watching experience is different.
Oh, yeah.
Because all of my apps are horrible one way or the other. USA comes back from break, the USA app, every time, anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes forward. So it goes to break, comes back from break, and then fast forwarded like 10 minutes, and I gotta take it back. Sometimes it goes so far as to fast forward past the next break. So I have to go back and then watch both breaks again before I can get back to my content. Are you using the USA app to watch any of this?
No, for now I'm going through cable, so I'm
Okay.
able to watch it
okay.
on television.
That's pretty cool.
Big-
Let's see. After that, Sling
I
audio.
can't
is
relate to that
trash.
at all.
Yeah. The Sling audio is trash. It makes the commercials super loud. The content really low. I can't tell if it's AEW's mixing or just Sling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like the issue is as bad on if I get to watch Raw live, which is through Sling. I don't feel like the issue is as bad, but it's really bad on AEW. Do you find their mixing bad?
It's a problem with a lot of advertising companies, and I think it was actually something that was supposed to be banned during the Obama era, and it might have been repealed.
Well, that's the whole Trump's whole thing was take back everything Obama did, even our good commercial stuff.
But literally, it
I
was
think we can all agree politically that commercials being too loud is bad.
well, they because that was like a really big thing in like the mid to late 2000s,
Yeah.
and even early 2010s. You would go on a commercial break, and that shit was just way louder on
Yeah.
TV. So
I'm glad they made a law about it, though.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's ridiculous, but dude, I can't really complain about that experience because, like I said, all of my viewing right now is through television.
It's been solid. What about AEW's mixing? Is their entrance music really low in comparison to what else is happening?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, the announcing is really loud with AEW guys.
The announcing's really loud. And then I find that the ring announcer sometimes is talking louder than the commentators, and they're talking over each other. The music itself is super low. I can't even hear most of it.
Yeah, and like I wanna know that these songs associate with these wrestlers.
Exactly.
And be able to pop to them. Like I don't know MJF's song. Like
No.
they were playing, like it was going on, and I was like, "Fuck is this music? Oh, it's
Yeah.
MJF."
I think we talked about it briefly last week, but maybe not. So I think that with their TNT move, I think they're doing the same thing WCW did, of just using TNT music.
Yeah, you did. You pointed this out last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good point though.
So I think that's part of the reason why they're not stressing on getting the audio very good, because they can change it any second. Dustin's on his third song. That I noticed.
He's on his third song.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
shit.
definitely on his third song now.
Yeah.
Can't get it right.
Yeah, I'm really glad that this version has nothing to do with Gold Dust, because the first version definitely did.
And here's the thing, I can't even recall him because can't really hear him.
Can't really hear him.
Yeah.
But I also think it's weird that some people have amazing music and other people have just sounds like
Like-
generic Casio music,
Like Young Bucks. Like
And-
Young Bucks have a custom song.
which is pretty decent. Darby's song is awesome.
Adam Page is a custom song.
Cody's song is incredible.
Cody
Yeah.
is like on some of my side notes, and I'll just go ahead and say it now that his entrance is a little too flashy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
little too drawn out. I understand that he's like a big figure in the AEW, but
no one else getting similar treatment.
you guys need to highlight some of these other characters as well and give them some fancy entrances because it seems kind of arrogant on his part.
It does. Who had a bunch of fireworks this time that we thought was interesting? Because I remember that I was talking about how Jericho and Cody had the same fireworks. Was it Jericho's last week was actually pretty decent? And it was different than Cody's for the first time.
I'm trying to remember who
They
it
had pretty
was.
standard pyro too. They're not even giving people
Yeah.
different pyro. It's like
Yeah.
if you get pyro, you get this.
You get either
Um,
pyro or you get like mist, like the fog.
Yeah.
Right?
Which I'm okay with fog.
Yeah.
Stackhouse popping in saying AEW music is trash.
Stackhouse,
Stackhouse, whoop whoop. We agree.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a few people have music that's awesome, and a bunch of people just have like
A catalog, like just
A weird
a
catalog.
catalog that they have. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
here.
But like you, I get into the music. Matter of fact, in previous jobs I've worked at where you just play your own radio while you do like work where you like repair computers and stuff, I would legitimately put on just a bunch of entrance music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it for working out.
Yeah. I used to do it when I worked out all the time too. That's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yeah, and also you would think that the music is what's gonna, get them all pumped up and like,
Right.
yeah, you're going to a match.
Yeah, listening to your own
And
music while you're in the like.
instead it's
what do they
like-
call gorilla position in AEW? They call it something different.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dusty position.
What is it?
Is it Dusty?
Oh, that could be.
I think they like made a tribute to
The dusty position.
Dusty position. Yeah.
Bionic elbow.
Bam. But yeah, like it gets you pumped up. Like hearing your own music, hearing the crowd like popping to the sound of your song starting up, that should drive the adrenaline right up.
Yeah, the second your music hits and I don't see anything on the Tron, if like I want to go fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
anything you can do to make that excitement, the moment between excitement shorter, I think do it.
Speaking of which, Stackhouse, I don't know if you saw that entrance that we had. It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, we did a whole AJ Styles entrance. It's pretty.
Totally
It was
awesome.
pretty phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Too easy, dude. Too easy.
Right, yeah, it was good. Let me see. The other one was Fox Now. So the Fox Now also showed a screenshot of the end of the episode as your preview going into the episode.
Oh, that was their
Yes.
thumbnail.
Yeah,
Yes.
the thumbnail. I was like, let me watch this episode.
What
Ah!
the hell?
And it was all of like Team Hogan putting
Everyone-
their things up and Hogan being like, they won. And I
Oh,
was
great.
like, damn it!
Element of surprise.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just pissed off at all that. On a similar note, on SmackDown going into it, you could hear a woman whispering.
That
stuff.
was on my bottom.
Yeah. So
That was my bottom.
you can hear on the intro, she's all like, top view of the stadium, and then it goes through. And then-
Her mic was live. Producer's mic was
yeah.
live.
And then it was sitting there, and Baron Corbin did stuff, and like she was like, Baron. Or it started off with like Miz promo.
Baron
and then,
Corbin.
And then Corbin lifts his scepter. You heard?
Oh.
It was bizarre.
Wait.
It was super bizarre.
Was it throughout the entire thing?
It was
No.
the first like minute.
The first
Oh.
First
5
30.
minutes.
Was it
It
5?
was like the first segment.
I
Of
thought,
two
like,
shows.
I thought for a second maybe you had like captions for visual
no.
impaired.
Me
He kept
too.
looking.
I kept looking. I was trying to find it. I replayed it. I thought so too, but then there was so much stuff missing because it was specific people. It'd be like Chad Gable talking, but then Hogan would talk and Flair would talk, and it wouldn't say anything about them.
Because clearly whoever they're training knows.
Ric Flair rambling. Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And then you heard like a Coke open and like get.
Oh, that was
got
on
poured.
Raw.
Oh, that was
Oh,
yeah.
I
yeah.
didn't catch any of that, man.
On Raw, you could hear someone open. I'm guessing it was Dio because I hate him already. I don't know why, but I hate him. You hear like a, and then you hear.
Dio did make a comment though that I enjoyed.
I don't have a good reason to hate him, just for the record.
I can't remember what match or what instance it was. It had to do with the women's match, I believe. And he's like, "Oh, that did not go according to her Keikaiku." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a weeb. I know what that means."
Wait, he said what?
That did not go according to her Keikaiku, which
Oh.
is like Japanese for plan, and it's kind of like a meme.
Oh.
So
Ah.
yeah, he threw that meme out. I was like, all right, that's
Okay.
pretty
Funny. He's done a couple things I dug actually, because he did a similar thing with. He was talking about Ricochet flipping around, and he was talking about the term for knowing where the ground is at all times and how your body relates to a 3D space,
Oh.
which is something that gymnasts will talk about and stuff. And it's something I talked to somebody about before who actually was a gymnast. We were talking about that concept. There's certain people who just have it innately, where they know where their body is in a 3D sphere, and they always know where the ground is, no matter where they're moving.
Wow.
And that's why people can do these crazy flips and land on their feet, because they have that awareness of, well, the ground is here now, but now it's here, it's over there now, it's here, now my feet are down.
Makes
know.
sense for him.
Crazy. Yeah. So yeah, Dio does bring some interesting stuff to the table. I don't know, inherently there's something about him that's bothering me. He can win me over though.
He's
Big
new.
Joseph's getting on my goddamn nerves more
Yeah.
than anybody.
Yeah, I agree.
He talks over every fucking buddy. Fucking goddamn.
Yeah.
The other thing that bothered me about that opening segment, as long as we're on it, is Chad Gable. He was dressed like a goddamn idiot.
You don't like his gear?
No! You liked his gear?
Space Jam? Are you?
I kind of like the gear.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Wow.
I kind of like the gear. I'm gonna have to go opposite this time.
You are definitely devil's advocate.
What? So what do you not like about the gear?
It looks silly. It looks like basketball shorts and a
does look
basketball
like
shirt.
a little kid.
And he looks like a little kid.
He does. I don't know. I guess he just like the color. I used to play basketball, so
But also, he was never.
he's never a basketball player.
He's not a basketball player.
I know. I don't
It
get
made sense when he wore stuff like an amateur
It's
wrestler would
irony.
wear.
It's irony.
He's
short.
dressing like Cassius Ono should be dressing.
Cassius Ono wishes he was as lean as Chad Gable.
He doesn't have to be as lean if he's wearing shit that baggy. Why is Chad Gable being baggy shorts and shit, and we got Ono in underwear? And then Ono's first shirt, his top is skin tight and tucked into his chones. He looks like a kid trying to pretend to be a superhero, and it's fucking weird. He looks like a giant baby. And then you have Chad Gable in baggy clothes who just looks like a normal kid.
But then Ono moves in the ring so gracefully.
Oh yeah, he's
And
amazing.
he's like a freaking giant bearded god of wrestling.
I don't disagree. I do think that it's funny. You ever watch Backstage? Have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't watched any
Oh.
of their new content that they
We
put
watched the
out.
first segment, and it was really cool because it was funny watching Paige and Christian and Renee and Booker all shit on Chad Gable's look.
Oh, good.
Paige was shitting on some other stuff. Oh, she was shitting on Seth Rollins. She goes, this whole burn it down feels like a fetch thing. Like, it's not going to happen. And every time he says burn it down, it is annoying to me. It needs to stop. And I was all like, this is awesome. This is so cool. This feels so filterless, and
Yeah.
I agree with all of that.
I like that. Yeah, if they could shoot a little bit
Yeah.
while they're on that show, maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah, I was really impressed. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much, but watching the first segment, I was like, "This is pretty fucking good."
So did you
and it
enjoy-
makes our show look really bad.
So did you enjoy?
So maybe you guys should
Yeah,
stop
so
it.
don't
but-
watch it. Don't watch them. Watch us.
So you enjoyed the rest of it too? Like you're gonna watch it again?
I'm going to watch
Yeah.
the rest of it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I only watched the beginning of it
Gotcha.
this time.
Okay.
Man, we're kind of all over the place right now.
We
This is
are.
absolute
We are.
I'm trying
horrible.
to stick with
I-
Smack It Downeth
Yeah, I thought
or
we were
AEW
going.
actually and NXT. Let's talk about that kind of stuff.
Wait, did you do a 5 for each?
No,
Or 5
dude.
for the week?
But my 5 for the week encompasses like everything.
It's most of that stuff. Yeah.
It's
So,
everything.
did you have a bottom you want to talk about?
Well, we already talked about woman speaking and over the intro. Let me
We're
see.
aware of what we did talk about. We're
No, that was also on my bottom. Let's see. Well, AEW in general.
Wow.
Damn.
AEW getting
I
the
no,
bottom.
that was a start. Okay?
brutal.
Yeah.
Just a general blanket
No,
AEW.
no.
Fuck them.
No, I mean
Jeez.
Doing nothing right.
Tough
for
crowd.
newer viewer, in general, I feel like they just don't give me a lot of reasons to watch. I don't know why I'm watching something. So to me, it feels like I'm watching someone work out or do a lot of like gymnastics, which is cool. I think that's awesome. However, I don't know why I would continue to watch it.
So I think that would translate into the matches don't seem to have any stakes. We
Right.
don't get a lot of backstory, and there's not enough selling to make you feel like it's a contest. I think that's how that would translate generally.
I think easily solved with a television title and a cruiserweight title. Just two titles that they can pass along during weekly broadcasts. To
I think just a television, because the roster I don't think is deep enough to warrant two, and I think if they had a cruiserweight, then you would have to question why guys like Darby get a shot at the title, and I think that they want to keep guys like that available.
Good point. Yeah, so stay away from the cruiserweight title.
Yeah,
Television
but a
would be
TV.
the best. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's probably the next move, I'm sure.
I know they're all athletic. Like, I think that's cool, but
When you do a bunch of
I don't
moves in
know.
a row, and there's not a lot of people like laying down looking hurt, it's hard to go, oh shit, that move was crazy cool and that was devastating. When you move on to the next one, you go, oh, that was just a really neat
And
flip.
I think that's because of
Yeah.
all the tag matches that they've been showing recently. This
I feel
whole
like
tag
there's too many.
tournament, starting off the show with a tag tournament where it's just a bunch of flippy do shit,
Yeah.
that's why you're getting your reaction.
and I get it's not for me because I'm the
But that's
new,
the
new
bummer.
viewer.
Because
Yeah,
it feels like they are a new show. They shouldn't be saying anything's not for anybody yet.
Mhm.
You know?
So I agree with the sentiment that there's a lot of times where I go, okay, I must not be in on this, and they don't want me to be.
Right.
They're not as inviting.
Okay.
that's one of my.
From a general standpoint, which again can also be solved by them just telling a little backstory.
Yeah.
You know, letting us get to know these people or explain how this match is going to help them, especially when they say things like, it's one thing in WWE where they just throw people together.
Yeah.
And we know they're going to throw people together. Sometimes there's a feud going on, sometimes there's not. Like Restall Drew McIntyre Ricochet twice
Right.
in the past 2 weeks because they're both on competing teams and neither one's the captain. So it felt a little
Right.
weird, but
They put on really good matches both times.
they put on amazing matches.
They do.
So you also can kind of understand that they're trying to build a story there. But in AEW, you're getting these contests without even like, hey, they're associated in any way, but you are saying that the matches matter. But you have people with horrible win-loss records getting title shots, like Britt Baker had a title shot and she had no wins. You know?
Yes.
But
What
They're-
you got?
we going next, or am I going next? Or what?
but,
I can talk about Britt Baker, but
is she on your top?
no.
All right, then we'll skip it for the You're like, how dare you?
How dare you?
So I think that they could easily fix some of that too, but I'm getting the impression they don't want to. So,
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they still don't know what they are. It's like they need to find their identity.
I feel like they are the end. I feel like they love so much of the time they spent in the indies, they don't want to get to the next level. They are literally at the next level, but they're trying to bring that level down to indies. This feels like the type of show, and no disrespect to any of the local companies, but it feels like the type of show where if you just gave a bunch of camcorders to like HIW and said, go put on something for TV, you'd get something very similar, I feel like, because it's just a bunch of wrestlers, and I mean, I feel like even them have better long-going storylines.
No, you're not going to get that circular stage at HIW.
The what?
The circular entrance, the two.
Oh, yeah, the two.
HIW will never have that. No, you'll definitely have to throw like $500,000 too.
What's what I mean? Like, if you gave them money and
Money,
camera,
yeah.
then you'd get a similar thing of like, here's a bunch of... Actually, you know what? I think HIW would have more story.
Oh,
They're-
for sure.
They're really focused on story.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
But I feel like that if you gave just some of these general random indie promotions that don't do much, just gave them like this. I feel like this is what you're getting. You're getting like the ultimate indie promotion of like, hey, let the wrestlers run the show. Promoters don't know what they're doing. You know what
I
mean?
really want to know like who is pulling the strings and who's doing the booking.
Well, they're saying that people are booked individually, right? So Kenny's in charge of the women's division. Young Bucks are in charge of the tag division. Cody's EVP of like the whole thing, so he's like the producer.
So he's probably managing singles competition for the men,
Probably.
or Jericho is.
Jericho says he's not doing anything backstage. He said
I
that a
don't think he
couple
would
times.
actually. I don't think he would. I think he's just strictly in there for talent.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be Cody or Khan.
But I do feel that with that setup, it does get you to a show that feels split up. Because I feel like if you had one booker, you wouldn't have people doing the same moves in different matches. One's a finish, one's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, how many times do we see the standing shooting star press on an AEW show?
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You see it 4 or 5 times. I counted one show and I was like, this is insane.
Okay.
Where in WWE, you're only going to see Ricochet do it.
Yep.
Because they're trying to push Ricochet as that level guy.
And-
You might see Apollo Crews do a similar but slightly different move, but it's not going to be the same night, you know?
And you only see him like once every 3 months anyway. So.
Yeah.
And I'm,
So they have to like push, this is the level of athleticism he has.
and I'm wondering, like, at what point is that gonna make someone break? Like, because they've been doing all this cardio of like flip after flip after flip. I'm just kind of wondering, like, when are we gonna see something really bad? Because I feel like that's coming.
That's a good point. They do a lot of high risk spots at AEW.
They do, and I think that someone's going to get hurt eventually. Because that's what I kind of mean by it, is that I don't think anyone questions, are these guys capable of putting on 5-star matches. I think everyone on that roster is capable of putting on an incredible match. I think if you treat every match like it's the WrestleMania main event of your life, you're burning the rest of the show, right? You're if your attitude as a wrestler in a company on a larger scale TV show is fuck you, follow me, you're going to have a problem where at the end of the show, the face of the show can't follow anything and people are burnt out because the fans have seen so much shit that now they're seeing just, I think that was the inherent issue with Pac and Moxley. I think the fans were a little dead by then because they'd seen so many flips at this point that they started watching a brawl and they weren't as excited anymore. So the moves that should have otherwise gotten a big pop because it was a major move just look like another thing happening, you know?
Absolutely.
And I think that there's got to be someone to stop this fuck you, follow me attitude by everybody on the roster. You know, there's a time for that. And no one's questioning, are they capable of having a fuck you, follow me match? But if every match you have is that, someone's going to get hurt and the show's not going to go the way you want.
I mean, a show needs to go like this. That's how it is. It can't go like this.
You can't.
And I think the
All killer, no filler.
and again, I think that's where the old school or the old guard, they know how to work the story. They know how to do that. And these guys are still, like you're saying, indie wrestling minded that just want to go for all the shit.
Like, because it feels like they're trying to make their highlight reel,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So a lot of these indie dudes will put on the best show they can every night because they're hoping that this tape will be the one that gets them signed.
It gets them to WWE.
Yeah, they're hoping this will be the tape, this will be the match, this will be the one. And when you're on the indie scene, that makes sense. But when you've made it, I thought AEW says they're not competition for NXT because they've already won. And they're better than that, and they're better than WWE. They keep telling us that, so you've made it, so you can calm down a little bit. But Stackhouse at the bottom 5. This is awesome. Bottom 5 is Private Party losing. I agreed actually. With
Okay,
that.
so he's mentioned all that. Okay.
Yeah, the Bulgarian cuck shit.
Yeah.
NXT still running at Full Sail makes it look like shit compared to AEW.
I like that actually. I
Lack of promo in AEW, which yes.
yes.
And where the hell was Hangman Page? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, his horse died.
Also, who the hell is Hangman Page? AEW's done a piss poor job of making us think that he's a big star when we all know he could be the face of that company.
Yeah, absolutely. He probably should have been the champ, honestly.
100%.
Okay, so I don't want to deviate too far. Oh shit, because like there's points that you brought up, Stackhouse, that I could go further in.
So is there any of the stuff that's not on our list? So Private Party losing, did anybody talk about that in your list?
Actually, I don't think that's.
I don't think I mentioned it, but I kept a
I
picture
thought
of it.
about it. I
thought about it too. So let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
We're happy to get derailed, by the way,
Yeah.
guys. Jump in the chat, derail us.
Yep.
That's what we're here for. We just want to get drunk and talk wrestling. Private Party losing, I agree with in that the Lucha Brothers advancing, I felt, was really the problem. I think we stated when we first heard about this, if Lucha Brothers or Young Bucks get to the end, it's going to feel shitty.
Because they've been pushing them.
It's definitely going to be the Lucha Brothers winning,
I
in my
think
opinion.
Yeah.
I think that would be the obvious thing to do. I'm hoping they give it to SCU. Because I think Scorpio Sky is actually the biggest star in the company. As far as like potential.
Scorpio Sky, yeah, absolutely. He could be the champion too. I totally agree with you there. And then
I think he's also got the skills and the mic skills and the charisma to be AEW's Rock.
okay,
I feel that he could be the Rock for AEW.
that's high praise, man. That's super high praise.
Yeah.
This dude is legit. Every time I see him, I go, God, who is this dude? You know what I mean? Like, I know who he is, but every time it's like, fuck, why isn't he running why isn't he on top?
Right.
I feel that he's got the charisma and the look and the style and the ability to be as big as the Rock for AEW.
can be. Where right now they're trying to push Jericho as The Rock, and we'll get to that later.
Okay.
But I felt like with Private Party losing, it just felt like more obvious booking.
Yeah.
As much as I'm not a huge Private Party fan, I'm more interested in seeing Private Party go further than Lucha Brothers go further. I want to see a little shock here and there.
I would. I think so.
If it was Private Party versus SCU, then I could see Private Party going over. But Lucha Brothers is like their shining star. Like they're one of their first big signees that they acquired.
That's the problem.
And again, they're both going to get a singles push too at some point. Let's not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be happening. It could happen like after they lose the titles. But this is a good way to set them up. And one point that I wanted to make also is that I'm loving Pentagon's mask in AEW. Where it's
with
just
the blood?
The blood. It's just the claw mark right
Yeah,
there.
why?
It's just like
Does it mean something I don't know? Or
I
just
don't
look
know.
cool?
It just looks cool.
Yeah, I'm okay with it looking cool, but I thought maybe there was a meaning I missed.
No, I like it. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. Private Party should have gone over because I think also I'd be more interested in seeing Private Party versus SCU because I could see it going either way, and I would be thinking along the way, oh shit, they're trying to make Private Party.
Yeah.
They're gonna make him here, and if SCU won, it'd feel like a big upset. But if Private Party won, it'd be like, okay, they just made some stars.
Well, they got Private Party over the Bucks, and I didn't expect that. I kind of expected the Bucks to go further.
But I don't think that made them stars.
Didn't make them stars, no, but
If they were in the finals, they would have felt like a star.
okay.
And I think this is just shy of that.
The next thing that I want to talk about that he brought up was NXT at Full Sail.
Yes.
I like that they have a home base. I like that venue. The crowd is hot pretty much every time.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you want to continue filming your show there?
Yeah, and you can feel it, right? So
Yeah.
Cornette talked about, because AEW, I listen to a lot of Cornette now, and it sucks, man.
Don't let him churn you into it.
It sucks how much I agree with him now.
Don't let him churn you.
It fucking sucks. I was listening to him, I listened to him right after WrestleMania and heard him talk shit about the women, and I was like, fuck this old man. He's a piece of shit. I fucking hate him.
But he's right.
And then he talked really high praise about the last match on the WrestleMania, and I was like, I mean, you're not all wrong. And so as I started listening to more and more, and I started hearing review stuff, I was like, fuck, everything we've been saying, he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think maybe I'm super old school and I didn't realize it, but...
And I do like when the roster does travel and they do film like an episode at the other arena where the takeover is going to be. That's fine.
I do like that too. The from time to time stuff.
It's getting.
This is actually damaging my arm.
Okay.
you're like losing.
All right. Maybe.
But it's a really good venue, and like you said, they fill it up like every time.
They do, and Cornette was saying that because the Young Bucks said, "Oh, interesting, you're going to be using one arena. How long before they're all tired and don't want to show up anymore?" Well, for one, they've been using that arena for how many years now?
Yeah.
And they're not tired. And Cornette's response was, "If that's your mindset, then you never would have lasted in the territories at all because every territory was at the same place every fucking week."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you booked stuff people wanted to see, they came to see it.
Yeah.
If you booked stuff people didn't want to see, they didn't come. And actually, when you have one arena with one group of people, you get a better feel for what people do want to see. Where if you go travel a lot, sometimes people are going just to see you because you're going to come around once a year.
This like perfectly segues me into one of my tops right now.
All right.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know why NXT fills that place up all the time? To your point, because
There's 12 seats.
They book shit.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's it. They paper the entire thing. No. Because they book great shit. Finn Balor turning heel. Oh. That's my top 5.
Hey Siri, play Finn Balor. Go find our image.
Yeah, let's get an image of Finn Balor on
Okay,
there.
let's hear WWE. Catch your breath. Finn Balor by CFOs.
Oh god,
shit.
it's like the long
It's
version.
the demon one,
It's the
yeah.
long demon
Sorry about
version.
that, guys.
Okay.
Hey Siri, fast forward 30 seconds.
Perfect. Damn, that's a full 30 seconds of heartbeats. The Prince is back, ladies and gentlemen. We have Prince Balor in NXT.
Hey Siri, stop.
And
Hey Siri, stop.
Stop, Siri. Jesus, Siri.
Stop. Hey Siri, stop.
There we
So
go.
awful.
There we go. We won.
Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks, where every show is our first show.
So it's funny you screamed the Prince is back. Did you see the picture we used?
No, I did not. Did you use Prince?
We use Prince.
The Prince is back.
Oh, nice.
It's right here.
Nice.
Look, see it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was just, it caught me off guard. Looking back, though, after seeing it, like, damn, he actually, like, really sold it because he did not smile one time. I don't think he smiled one time since he'd been in NXT.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
But, man, he definitely dropped a bunch of clues. Lack of smiling, my future is in my past.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my gosh.
Oh, it was amazing.
I
And-
popped so hard.
Okay,
So hot.
a couple things about this moment too. How fucking seamless. Taking off his jacket, falls into the
Pele
most
kick.
perfect Pele kick.
Oh, my gosh.
I think he struck Gargano. I don't think that was like a worked kick almost at all.
No,
I felt like there was a lot of connection there, but I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm not saying he fucking kicked him as hard as he could, but I think that was a little bit of a snug hit there, and I think it looked perfect.
Oh, dude, it
Because
was...
as soon as it hit, Gargano's
Yeah.
boom. And I
Well,
don't.
dude, not just that, the drop kick afterwards, too, on the outside was pretty brutal also.
It was brutal, and I think
Gargano's like, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Fucking
Beat
kill
the
me.
shit out of me, dude.
There's no way we're not gonna have this look. Oh, and then the fucking DDT, the spike DDT on the thing.
Yeah.
Boom! God, you can watch that 1,000 times and be like, how is he safe?
Yep.
But you know he's fucking fine.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing moment. The look on Ciampa's face, the crowd's reaction, like audible gasps.
Yeah.
Like, it took everybody away. And I read an article where they literally had to play the entrance music loud, like Balor's music loud, because it was silent. Like, the crowd was just so winded
Damn.
from it. They weren't even booing. They were just like,
Jaws
shocked.
open.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck just
What
happened?
yeah.
It caught everybody off guard.
I think the other thing I thought was just fucking art and this is why WWE, these are the moments where you go, they've got the best production in the world. The moment that Balor kicks Gargano in the head, boom, he falls over, he rolls back up. He's fucking wearing his jacket again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's standing there, still, watching Gargano. But in that moment as he stands up, you see everyone from Undisputed Era swarm Ciampa and fucking limbs just flying everywhere.
Beat the crap out of him, dude.
They may have been nowhere near Ciampa,
Yeah.
but you see arms going like this and you're like,
Holy shit, they're
it
killing
looked
him.
frantic.
Yeah.
It looked absolutely frantic. It looked like a fucking beatdown. And there's there's Balor standing there, stoic,
On the
not moving.
on the turnbuckle.
As
yeah.
no, even before the turnbuckle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When it just shows it for just a quick moment. I'll send you the GIF. I found someone who tweeted it, but like there's that moment where it just scans over. He's standing there just staring down, and you just see all this fucking chaos behind him. And then as the camera comes back around and he's moving away from there, you just see a pile of people beating the shit out of Ciampa, and Balor moving slowly, and it just their constant motion and the frantic look they gave made him look even more still.
Yeah.
And it was just it looked like straight out of a comic book.
Yeah.
It looked like, how do you frame that otherwise
He
without...
looked like a mastermind, dude. Because then when he was just standing up against the turnbuckle, like watching, and then he just like leaned back and just looked at Gargano. And then he went after him. I was like, God.
I got like mafia vibes. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, dude. It
Damn,
was awesome.
He is.
Yeah.
That was
He's the boss.
that was the best heel turn of the year.
It was incredible. And I think everyone's been wanting it for a really fucking long time.
Well, because he worked as a face in his original NXT run, just because they're like kind of introducing him in the States. Like, hardcore fans knew who he was, but general WWE audience didn't. So they got him over as a face. Especially with the demon persona, though, that's kind of weird. Like, oh, I'm a face, but I have this weird demon persona.
Well, it was him walking into a darker side of himself.
Yeah.
And I could see that. Or
Right.
where the demon might take him too far, I could see...
But once he hit the main stage and got all of his wind taken out of him by Seth Rollins,
oh, yeah.
he just never recovered after that.
You said the wind taken out of him, and for whatever reason, I was thinking Lesnar.
Oh.
I was just like, yeah, that did suck.
Oh, yeah.
Totally free.
Miss Stackhouse was referring back to Mr. Stackhouse about Hangman Page's mourning the loss of that horse. Hunter Horse Hemsley.
Helmsley.
The thing is did he really know that horse much? I thought he just rode it the once.
No, I think that was his horse.
Oh.
Oh.
Because there's older pictures of him riding it. I'm not sure how recent they are actually.
It wasn't like his horse, but someone had the horse and that was the horse he used. And was he riding it for a while, maybe?
Maybe.
Learning it?
Maybe.
So, I mean, I don't know. I guess you can take time off if a horse dies. That's how Terry Funk did it.
Didn't he also get kicked in the head by a horse?
Terry Funk?
Yeah.
It'd explain a lot.
He did, like literally in one of his matches, I think with Dustin or something like that.
A horse kicked him?
Yeah, because they were in a barn. Like they took it to a barn, and like they startled the horse, and the motherfucking horse just donkey kicked him.
Oh
Did he
my
sell it?
God.
How is he not dead from that? Are you serious?
I hope he no-sold the horse.
That he,
Fuck you,
he did
horse.
no soul, no, he did.
Fuck you. Oh my God.
Shit's funny, dude.
Um,
That's why he's a legend.
and I thought that whole standoff they did was done perfectly as well. There was Undisputed Era and Ciampa coming out, being like, I don't care if I'm outnumbered. Then Gargano comes out and goes, maybe like we did before. And then Balor comes out and says, this evens the odds. And then you would think that, oh, maybe they need another person, maybe they don't. Balor's a badass. And then he just fucking straight up
Nope.
soccer
Jackson.
kicks him in the face.
Nope. So let's talk about what are your predictions on where this leads to. Do you think Balor joins Undisputed Era? Do you think Balor remains solo, a solo heel, works at his own vendetta? What do you think what's the agenda? Here?
I think Adam Cole is fired, goes to AEW, and Balor picks up Undisputed Era.
What?
What? His wife's there.
You think, dude? Adam Cole is not trying to get fired from WWE for Britt Baker. Are you freaking kidding me? Jesus Christ!
Good. It's a good show.
I could see him not re-signing, but I don't think he's trying to get fired, no. But I do think that Balor's becoming a part of Undisputed Era, and I think that what you end up getting is tension between Cole and Balor as who's really leading this thing. And I think Balor plays it cool of whatever, dude, do what you want, but he tells the other guys what to do and they do it, and that creates tension between him and Cole.
It would be a good reflection on the Bullet Club, on how someone comes in and then kicks out the leader and then assumes leadership. And that's kind of the revolving door of Bullet Club, how it's worked.
Yeah.
So if they want to do that with Undisputed Era, I could see that. But I don't think it would be Adam Cole not re-signing. It would probably be Adam Cole moving up to the main roster. Because Adam Cole, he's main roster talent.
He's already on AEW merch.
What?
AEW released a shirt said The Real Wednesday Night Wars, and it's a picture of him and Britt Baker. It's his face.
Oh, because he's on NXT and she's on Dynamite. It's opposite teams.
It is opposite.
Yeah.
teams.
Why would they do that?
That's what I said, and how are they getting away with that?
Well, and he showed up to. What was it? Did
Oh, he was
show-
in her
he
promo
showed-
package,
Well, you know,
but she was also on NXT a couple times.
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
But I don't think they announced either one. But
Well, Adam Cole owns the rights to Adam Cole.
yeah,
He's probably got it worked out in the deal where he has a little bit of leniency.
I don't think he's got. I think it's you just play that shit easy. If someone shows up on camera, that's different than you saying this person is here and putting a banner under their face.
The whole thing on a T-shirt though is confusing.
Oh, that? Yeah, I don't fucking get
Like,
that.
how would WWE allow that shit to happen? Like, no, this is our talent right now. Fuck you.
It may have been pulled down at some point, but they definitely released it.
We could talk about shirts too, because I got shirts on one of my topics.
Yeah.
No. Alright.
Oh, but yeah, man, it's exciting. I was kind of, again, I'm just not sure. I don't know if I want to see him assume leadership of Undisputed Era, but I do want to see him like maybe finger gunning people, like he did in Bullet Club, like
Balor?
Yeah,
Just finger blasting people.
yeah.
Huh.
That's what he did. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see more of that with his drop kick, not finger blasting like.
What? That's what.
You said.
You
Finger
said it,
gun.
man.
I said finger gun. I'm sorry.
No,
All
that's-
right, finger
Nah,
blasting.
and then you had his gun like this. It was real fucking suspicious, dude.
Like, I just want to see some finger blasting guns. Anyway.
Yeah, I think you could do all sorts of cool stuff with it. The Real Balor Club.
If they have the OC as the original club, he'd be the BC.
He would be Balor Club, but no, I would just keep Undisputed Era because it's not a bad name and it's
Undisputed Balor.
It's like Badass Club.
I know, Undisputed Era's got their own logo and shit. So.
yeah, no, that's good.
Oh
Yeah.
shit,
That's my top. So what's your top?
what the hell happened? How do I
What'd you
undo
do?
that? I
What'd
don't
you
know. Oh my god, I made a block where I can draw on it.
That's not what we're doing right now. It's very do. Okay, stop. Drawing.
Wow, that is a
Okay.
It's a finger gun.
that's unusual.
Okay. I'm
finger
glad
gun.
no one can see what you're.
Let's see. So let's see. What were we talking about? We're doing ups.
Well, we're ups or downs.
Did we want to talk about Leica promos in AEW? I think some of the stuff Stackhouse said we're going to end up talking about. In
Really,
general.
really quick though, because I don't know if this is kind of another one of my ups too, but we're kind of on the same subject. Because the main event for NXT was amazing, in my opinion.
Yeah, they got
Such
a
a
picture
good
in there of
match.
that.
So-
Let's talk about it. That was on my top 5.
Yeah, that was on my top 5 as well. So let's just get that out of the way really quick.
Yeah.
So what was it again? It was Roderick Strong, Donovan Dijakovic, which I hate by the way. Dijakovic, and Keith Lee.
And Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And it was for the North American title.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty fucking cool.
When you see guys like Donovan and Keith Lee doing the crazy shit that they do, it really makes you question Cole being champion of NXT. I'm sorry, but
Oh wow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He cuts a really good promo and he can wrestle.
I
but-
don't even think his promos are better than other people. I think he cuts a decent promo, but I think other people are cutting great promos.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, like all 5'10" Michael Cole, Adam Cole versus, Donovan or Keith Lee. Oh man, it's not a day for me.
Yeah, like why the fuck wouldn't you? Like if you're also if you're Keith Lee and you're having this fucking match, why not just go for Adam Cole? You just fucking crush him in a second. That's the other thing too about Adam Cole. He doesn't look. Oh shit! There's a subscribe button in the chat. He doesn't look like. He doesn't look like a star. He doesn't look like a fighter. He just looks like a pretty boy, and he doesn't have like even his arms look scrawny.
And if
shit.
anything, this match made Roderick Strong look way stronger than Cole.
Yes.
Like he's able to go up against these two big brutes, and still, even if
Yeah.
it wasn't the cleanest win, like he still came out as champion.
But it was
afterwards.
also the smart win.
Yeah.
And it was workable because he's been, 15 years in the business?
Mm-hmm.
Keith Lee and Dominic are a lot less than that. So it was like, when you are outmatched like that, because that's the basis of his story. He was outmatched, outgunned. He found a way to get them to fight each other enough to where he could steal a win off someone. And he did it fucking perfectly.
Yep.
With that big power bomb off the top, and then he does the flying knee to knock Keith out just for long enough to steal the win. Fucking perfect.
I mean, I liked, not having much of a background and kind of starting to watch this with new eyes. I just like that it made sense, that I could understand the story,
Yeah.
that there was some sort of
like the finish made sense.
there
like,
was some sort of reason.
It
Yeah.
looked like
Exactly.
they built it up as to anybody could be pinned. It doesn't have to be Roddy getting pinned. Like he could lose the title tonight.
Yeah.
No, and he won in a believable
And-
way. Like he barely snuck out with it.
Oh yeah, it
And-
was totally. And I even really liked the moment where they both knock out Roddy. They look at each other and they're like, "What say you? We go in
Let's
there."
take this in there and beat the crap out of each other. I'm like, these are the champs, man. They should be going for the heavyweight
Yeah.
title.
And I do like Keith Lee's promos too. I believe him. I always believe him.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, he's a
I hate
true
his
bouncer.
theme song, but I hate his theme song.
I don't like the bask in the glory thing, and I don't like the feast your eyes thing. So I don't like either one of them. I don't think has a great kind of gimmick going in.
That's
But
true.
I think that it's also fine. I don't hate it. It doesn't fuck. I think it's weird that his shirt looks like a little version of himself hugging him, Keith Lee. Keith Lee comes out and he's like, boom, and then there's a little tiny Keith Lee giving him a hug because he's just barely reaching around the sides. And it's like, oh, look at him hug himself.
It's not worse than Get These Hands.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just
Their
saying slogan.
Their taglines haven't been that good lately. We'll just say that.
Yeah. I know some people complained a little bit about Keith Lee sounding a little overly scripted in this promo this time. It didn't really bother me though. It came out natural enough.
Didn't bother me.
And sometimes I think people maybe need to be scripted a little bit while they learn how to talk without being scripted.
Yeah, because he's heavily indie. So
Yeah.
like he doesn't have a whole lot of promo experience
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
going into NXT.
I would say that was a big benefit, I thought a good shout out to the old Iron Manzi, how much he adamantly tried to get mic work done. Every show he tried to get on the mic for at least 2 minutes.
Yeah.
just to work on his promos, where a lot of people aren't asking for that. And almost every time he asked, "Can I have a little mic time?" Almost every time he was given it.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the indie scene, I think, steer away from that.
Yeah.
So shout out to Iron Manzi,
We miss you, bro.
fucking scumbag.
Asshole living across the country.
Yeah. He's one of our
Local dudes.
yeah. Well, he's one of our viewers. He views sometimes,
I don't know if
but
he's
now
on
that he's on the other coast, I don't know. But now we're on an earlier time. It's easier for him to watch. Fucking scumbag.
He's not here. Asshole.
No. Well, as long as we're on the topic, that was kind of all I had to say really about NXT. I thought the women did awesome. Bianca and Rhea.
Oh yeah, great match. Again, it's NXT's women blow away AEW women division.
Like it's not even
Yeah.
close. I'm super fucking over Breezango.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling there. I was kind of annoyed as well.
Also, this has been annoying me, so we'll bring it up just briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Beth Phoenix, when Breezango comes out, just slews as many dick jokes as she can make.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets real raunchy.
It's weird.
And
I don't like it.
I don't know.
But I will say this. If Corey's going to get away with the horse shit that Corey says, then at least Beth is out there talking dick on the other show.
Still, either way, it's not something you really care to see or have
Hear.
on the show
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
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 Like either way.
Yeah. I don't want to be seeing a bunch of dick.
And it sucks too because like I remember a few weeks ago, I talked about how I was flipping between Dynamite and NXT, and the announcing on NXT just really turned me off. And I'm like, fuck that! I pretty much insulted Morrow, like, and I love Morrow, but man, it was just I couldn't handle it, and I was just
Was it the dick jokes?
There's definitely a few times. I think there's a couple times in every show where Morrow says something where I'm all like, relax.
yeah.
He always goes just too far for me. Like
Yeah.
he walks the line most of the show. I'm like, he's great. This is awesome. He's exciting. And then he does something to step over the line and make me go, dude, it's not about you. All right, the show's about people.
Like his hip hop references are
Yeah.
like strictly for Twitter,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that
Not that
Twitter
hip.
recognition.
Also, oh yeah, and he always feels like he's trying to get some shit in. I even heard him this past week where he started to say something, got interrupted, let him say it, and then went back to say that thing he wrote.
He's like, no, I'm gonna finish this goddamn
Yeah.
thought. I'm Morrow, damn it.
Dakota and Tegan also versus Jessamine and Marina, I thought was a really good match, and they're gonna get a shot at the tag titles.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good match too. I'm really happy that Tegan Knox is healthy and is able to make it through a single match without re-aggravating a knee injury.
Oh, yeah.
So good
Yeah.
for her there.
Absolutely, they both did great.
I do think that the match with the Kabuki Warriors will be a good match. And I do like that they have the NXT or the women's tag titles cross-promotional.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad they brought that back because the Iconics took it away. And I blame the Iconics because I know they're in charge.
Well, I also think it's... yeah, because they're in charge of their own booking, 100%.
100%.
But I think it's kind of cool that the networks are allowing that. Like Fox is like, oh yeah, we'll share that title. Sure,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Um,
It makes me, man. See, it's almost like they should. No, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna
What?
say have it like introduce another title that could be cross promotional, like a singles title.
so on Busted Open Radio, Bubba, he doesn't go by Bubba. anymore.
Oh,
Bully.
yeah. I
Bully
saw that
wants-
tweet.
Yeah, he wants a 6-man tag match title. So the 3-man.
The club.
So the club can have it, and then he also wanted what was the other one?
What was the other one? Television, right?
Was it a television one?
I think it was a television title.
Something like television, so someone like Cesaro could have it, and they could go between all the shows. I disagree with it because for one, I think there's plenty of tag titles already.
Yeah, don't do more tags.
Yeah.
We don't need more tags. I would say if you were to do a 6-man, I'd want you to dissolve the other 2 and have every tag team trying to go for it, and any number of 2 people could take it, or 3 people. If you're gonna have it be 3 people, then you really only have 2 teams who qualify.
Yeah, I think that they should dissolve one of the tag titles and also make the men's tag title cross promotional. I think that makes the most sense.
I think they could. I do think that they. Well, I mean, I guess yeah, they've been
Because
fucking it up.
because each show is still going to have 2 single champions that are strictly for their show. Okay? And then just tags should be for everybody.
Yeah, I like the time frames when it's like Revival has a tag title and New Day has a tag title because it highlights 2 tag teams as being upper echelon
Pretty
tag
awesome.
teams. And so when you have teams like Revival and Club and New Day and Usos, even Heavy Machinery, you have these teams that are that big that it's you don't want those. You don't
But
want
you're
all those
not
teams
giving
only
it to
tag
them. They're not giving it to them. They're giving it to Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. They're letting
know.
them hold the fucking belts.
That's why I held my breath for a second because I was like, well, because they highlight singles people with it.
Yes.
So if they're not going to use them, then they might not have them. Might as well not have them, I should say. But yeah.
And that's another thing that pisses me off too. They have the tag champions, and the graphic that they used for this upcoming show that I will not mention, but their big match with all the tag teams.
yeah.
The tag champions are not front and center.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
4 champions,
Yeah.
and they are not front and center in front of the rest of these groups. And I'm sorry, I love Kofi. This is not Kofi should not be headlining this roster right here.
Yeah, I think that he's bigger than this at this point, but they've drowned the. I mean, they just do it all the time though. They drown the championship in a specific storyline that's not to do with the actual show. It seems isolated.
I have to like squint and like, where's the SmackDown tag titles? Oh yeah,
Well, I'm saying even the world title.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So when they throw it on guys like Brock, it feels like it feels isolated. It feels like, oh, here's a different title for a different story, and it feels like there's an entire roster of people who just can't be over in that area. You know what I mean? It just feels weird. But on the flip side, when they gave it to guys like Kofi or AJ, it felt like here's someone who's representing the roster, and everybody on the roster is going to get a great storyline about their title opportunity.
Yeah.
When you put it on guys like Brock, it's, oh, here's this spectacle. What spectacle are they going to throw with it? Because it's clearly going to have nothing to do with the roster.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. What else we got?
What were we just talking about?
We're talking about tags.
Yep.
Oh, the
Yeah,
tag. I was gonna say the
that
Bully
was-
Ray stuff, the 6-man tag title and stuff. I don't want to see 2 more titles on the show,
No,
especially if you're thinking like the OC should have their own title.
yeah.
Well, only OC and New Day qualify then. There's no other 3-man tag teams.
Forgotten Sons.
They're in NXT. In Undisputed Era.
They
NXT.
would WWE would do something like, let's bring these guys up because they're a 3-man group. Jeez, right now.
So I would say yes if they started developing more factions. Then I
Me
would
too.
say yes, but
Absolutely.
they're not building them.
And side note too, it's been reported that NXT is literally running out of locker room space with all the talent that they've been signing.
Where did you see that?
They have like 100-something people, I
Yeah.
think, on their
Really?
on their roster, because they're locking up a bunch of main talent so they can get them ready and train them, and you never know when you're going to need someone. And I mean, look at what they did with Street Profits, you know.
Yep.
Are we going for bottoms now? Is that what?
Are we segueing?
I mean, it's a segue for me.
I was thinking, just because of the way we've been kind of doing it, just hatching through our NXT. Do you have anything else about NXT you wanted to talk about?
Let me see.
I'm thinking it might make sense for us to actually go show by show, but this is my top, this is a bottom.
No,
You know what I mean? Kind of a mix of what we've been doing. in
That's
the
fine.
past.
I got a bottom for NXT.
Oh yeah, what
What's
you got?
your bottom?
The Jordan Miles T-shirt.
Oh.
Fiasco.
The whole fiasco or the shirt?
A little bit of both.
Did you see the stuff that came out today about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you're qualified to speak on it.
I don't like the design in general. I've had friends take a look at the shirt without any context and see what their opinion was. It was split. One person
Yeah.
saw it being relatively blackface. The other one didn't because there's red in the middle, between the letters. So it's not like black lettering like it's the actual mouth.
Yeah.
I see where Jordan Miles is coming from with that design, especially with the black T-shirt. I'm under the impression that he approved the design when it was up on like a white or gray shirt, right?
Yeah.
And then they like released the black shirt on TV or on the shop, whatever.
Well, he may not even seen on a shirt. It may just have been a
Yeah.
white picture of
Yeah,
the logo,
right.
with a white background.
Right. So I know that he like kind of approved of a design. I'm not sure if it was the final design.
It was so fun because neither one of them has denied it.
Yeah.
They both said, so WWE said he approved it. And then when we released it and he said that he had a problem with it, we immediately removed it.
Yeah.
And then, and we sold no shirts of it.
Okay.
They released absolutely none. A month later, Miles freaks out. I don't know, something sparked him. But
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I at first I sympathized with Miles with the shirt, but then as when I got more context into it, and when I saw the Twitter threads, all the deleted tweets, all the trash talking he brought down so many people that should not have been involved in this. I kind of started to see that, oh man, he's just really causing a fuss, more of a fuss than.
And I felt like that his way of going about it today, which was, I was behaving disrespectfully and unprofessionally, and then in the same breath, he's like, I offended a lot of people, and I'm sorry that happened. And then he says, but I don't take back anything I said. Well, then that's
Especially
not.
to you, Jay Lethal. Especially to you.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry is what that was, and it just seems like his defense in that context was, at least you'll know I'm always real, I'm never fake. And I feel that we give honesty a bad light when we try to say that expressing your feelings without regard is completely acceptable in every way.
Yeah.
You can make a mistake and also be honest. You can say, I felt that way, I expressed my feelings incorrectly, and I apologize. I take back
Yeah.
the way I said how I felt, is, to me, professional and acceptable. But for whatever reason, we're in this environment where it's more important to be real and not fake than to say that there's more than one way to say something honestly.
Yeah. No, it's really obvious that this tweet storm that he did was not in the clearest mindset. Like, he was definitely angry about something.
He was. I feel like if it happened a month ago, something sparked him.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the heart of it.
Well,
I don't know what.
I thought I read that it was something about like the pay gaps.
Oh, NXT was supposed to get a pay raise, and supposedly they haven't got him yet. I mean, I don't know.
And then the difference between the main roster pay and the NXT pay.
They were
and-
told that they would not be getting the pay raises, actually. They were told, this is hearsay, actually. I mean, I can tell you that I read it from like a David Starr
Oh, yeah.
post, okay?
So who knows? We're not
But he's not even
insiders.
in it.
He's not even in NXT. But
He probably has friends there, though.
yeah, according to him, he's spoken with people from the NXT roster, that they were in a meeting and were told that they were not going to get the pay raises that they were promised for being on the network now, or for being on USA. Which, man, it, in my opinion, kind of makes sense because they don't tour like the main roster does. They have a home base in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So they don't need to be compensated that extra cash for travel and things like that.
And they're not putting
Yeah.
on 3 shows a week.
And they're not
Yes.
selling the merchandise and getting the exposure. Yes, and putting on 3 shows a week. So it sucks that they were promised that and then denied it. But man, if they were to throw out that much money at them for,
That's cush.
like,
man.
what's the point of being the main roster then? Like, what's the point of going on to SmackDown or Raw if you're making the same cash as, I don't want to say AJ Styles, but like, who would be a good
Like
name?
Cesaro.
Like Cesaro, right?
Why wouldn't Cesaro just go to NXT?
And you're living a cush life in Florida, not having to travel. You're able to have a family because you have more
Yeah.
stability.
Yeah, you're home 7 days a week.
Yeah.
You're not home 3 days a week like a Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of sacrifice you're not making.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I hate to be a dick about it, but yeah, if you're working NXT, you have a really cush fucking work job, life balance there.
Hell yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah, and Twitter is not HR. It's not.
No, it's
it's
not.
not
Stop
your route.
venting your frustration.
It's unfortunately, yeah, things could have been said and not official or official, and we don't know. But this is not the route to do it.
Yeah, and I didn't like the way that it happened at all. And at first I was looking at it, I was like, okay, that looks shitty. What's more about it? I don't get the impression based off anything I'm seeing or hearing from either side that this was an intentional attack at anyone. If WD put it out, and if they put like a little, said you're gonna go out there with a top hat and shit, I'd be like, okay, someone's doing some
Yeah.
shit to piss someone off.
Yeah.
But it felt like largely an accident. And it felt like that when he said, wait a second, it doesn't make you uncomfortable, they went, oh shit, sorry, and did something about it. I don't feel that it's
Right.
an intentional thing. It felt like largely an accident that was tried to make right as quickly as they could.
Maybe they
Yeah.
projected higher ratings and higher viewership. Maybe they were thinking that the NXT was going to get more exposure.
Oh, yeah.
That could be one of the
That could be
possibilities.
too. That they're, yeah. We can talk about the ratings too.
So
and
who knows?
let's
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
rating.
Mm.
God, the way that the people are reporting the ratings has been pretty frustrating.
It's so stupid. Like, although I am interested in the rating for last night. If you saw that for Raw,
For Raw, I did not. For
hour-
SmackDown, I did.
for hour 3 versus.
That's a good point. I did see, though, regardless of ratings, as far as YouTube goes, the single most viewed YouTube video was the Divorce Court.
Divorce Court.
Really?
Almost 2 million views.
Divorce Court, if I recall, got like a 1.3 million viewers. Like that last hour is what they got. The
my
rest of the
God.
show was like at 300,000 or 600,000. Like it's in that range.
Really?
Yeah, like Divorce Court spiked the ratings up at the last hour.
That
is
sucks.
Insane. Oh, well,
What is the matter with you people?
Because
This
it's
is not,
Lana.
This is not Maury Povich.
she's a hot blonde. Ugh.
I saw somebody put out a report saying that Lana has successfully pushed the women's division back into the Attitude Era.
Yeah, way to go.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
It's oh God, it's so trashy.
Can I have a couple of ices?
That's where we are.
Yeah,
I don't like any of it. We can talk about the Divorce Court if you want.
We
Well,
might
I
as well.
just
That's
posted
my.
up because you guys mentioned it.
Oh, it's already up. It's already above our heads. I can't believe we missed it.
So we'll just get that done.
Yeah, so apparently it was one of the higher rated segments. People fucking love it. But wrestling fans, I think, hate it. So
Yeah.
it's like,
It's not what I want to see. It's not a storyline that I want to see in my professional wrestling.
did you see that? Did you see the whole King's Court? I was taking a poop for most of it.
I-
And I overheard some of it through the door.
I put it on, but then I was watching it through Hulu, so I was like, oh, I can skip 10 seconds of this shit.
Yeah.
I was lucky in that I left.
So that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Apparently, Rusev is a sexaholic, and he wanted to have a baby, and just all this stupid crap that Lana was spewing out, and Rusev was denying. And then Bobby Lashley came out, and they just fought. And that's
then-
literally the whole segment.
Well, and then the last bit saying that Bobby Lashley told Lana that Rusev cheated
Like he was
on
talking
her.
shit.
No,
Yes.
he cheated on her.
But Rusev said that, Bobby Lashley's just talking shit.
Oh, yeah?
That was the line that got the pop.
Did
from
he
the
say
crowd.
talking shit?
He said talking shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Ooh.
I mean, as much as I want to see a Bobby Lashley versus Rusev match, because I think they could do an amazing match, I don't know if it takes this much to get there.
That's literally my notes. I'm like, you know what? If this ends up being like a really dank Bobby Lashley and Rusev match, maybe I'll accept this. Like afterwards, I'd be like, okay, well, I can deal with that because they just gave me a dope match. And I'm excited to see it. Like
Yeah.
I want to see a good match out of Bobby Lashley and Rusev. I do.
And I didn't even mind having Lana in the middle and having Lana be the catalyst between making them fight. But I think we're taking an awful lot of fucking unnecessary turns to get there.
Yeah.
I think we had enough information to have a fight earlier than all of this. You know.
I just wanted to throw Lana in without having her wrestle, and
Well, she's horrible at wrestling, so she has to stop.
well, she's also not great at this.
Bad at everything
Yeah,
except putting her tongue in things.
I gotta be real. Like she's not like
She
they call her
doesn't look-
ravishing, but she's not the most attractive in my opinion.
Look
like
at
they could be
this.
pushing more. Ugh. I shouldn't have looked at that.
You're so serious. Oh my god.
What?
Okay, continue.
Yeah, I agree too. I think she's pretty, but I don't think she's better looking than most of the actually skilled talent. You know, if you want someone with like minor wrestling talent who looks good in a storyline, just keep doing stuff with Zelina.
Yeah, that's
She can-
exactly what I was gonna say.
You know what
Yeah,
I was gonna
she
say
at least
though?
does 4 moves.
As
Yeah.
just like one of my random notes, not any of my top or bottom, but Mandy Rose has like legit strength, right?
It's incredible.
She's got legit lower body strength. She should be doing power moves on women, and she would get over like that. Like if she was just this beauty goddess that's like power bombing or like German suplexing women all over
Her
the place.
finishing
Yeah.
maneuver of pulling them
Yeah.
up and then holding them there and then doing a sit out
Yeah.
face slam. I remember when Absolution first showed up and she was doing that. She was clearly the powerhouse
Yeah.
of the. And then they stopped having her do it.
They just made her the sex figure. Make her a powerhouse wrestler because it's an organic way to get her over because she's actually strong. She's naturally strong.
Yeah, and I've been actually telling the producer over here that for a long time.
Yep.
When all this stuff was happening with Naomi and Mandy, she was like, "I hate this. Who is she? She's overly sexual. She's a fucking porn star." And I would always tell her, I was like, you don't understand, she's a fucking powerhouse who can wrestle. And she's like, what? And I was like, she does these things. And like, even when you watch, like, if you look at her Instagram even, she'll show you her workouts and she's like deadlifting fucking 400 pounds. And you're like, that's insane that someone can lift as much as she lifts and not look super bulky. So she can play both sides of it. You're like, 100% I can see why someone would say, yes, put her in our division. She looks that way and she's super fucking strong.
Yeah.
She's a China that looks like a Marlena.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's how they're booking her. They're making her look like that.
yeah,
and
but
I'm
they're not
just like,
showing off her incredible strength.
that's
But they
what
did
I'm
a
saying.
little bit in one of her matches recently. Because I want to say she did a couple moves that made producer go, oh shit, she's strong.
I think for me, it was when I had that aha moment was the last SmackDown match that she had with.
Yep.
Who was
That's
she?
the one.
Who was it? Who was it?
Nikki.
Nikki. Yes.
Yeah, Nikki's
that match
not
with Nikki. I was
tiny.
like, man,
Yeah.
she should be the powerhouse right now in the women's division.
I thought she was going to be the next Trish Stratus when she got called up.
Yeah, I, could
thought
see
she
that.
was. I thought she was
That's a
gonna be
comparison.
huge.
They haven't been booking her that well, and they got her in this weird like thing with Sonya. And I understand that they're actually BFFs in real life. That's fine, but
Yeah.
they're not doing anything with the two of them together.
Nothing
so,
productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side rant. That's all.
So yeah, not a fan of the King's Court, but apparently everyone else is, and it's really fucking frustrating.
All right,
I
we're the only
can't. I
ones.
can't believe it got so many ratings. So much.
That's
Yeah.
Crazy.
Lana.
I do think that we can get an amazing Rusev Lashley match out of this. I think we could have gotten it with less of this shit though.
Yep.
So let's circle back a little bit. Did you have a thing you wanted to talk about specifically?
Well, are we doing tops or bottoms?
I think I was gonna move over towards AEW.
Yeah, we've talked about NXT.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about Dynamite.
Let's talk some Dynamite. Dynamite!
Dynamite.
TNT.
So-
Dynamite.
For AEW.
AEW. AEW. AEW.
Oh my god.
What?
Production and sound quality. The angles and just it feels like they got volunteers at the camera booth, the camera and sound booth.
Yeah, it's not mixed well.
And that's
I
only,
gotcha.
I think, I don't know, maybe it's only in comparison to NXT. Maybe I'm just comparing it too much.
And I think it's part of the problem is AEW for us sits right between NXT and SmackDown. And when you see the beginning sequence for AEW, and then 2 days later you watch the beginning sequence for SmackDown, I'm talking before you even see the ring. You know, just the opening shit. You watch AEW, you go, okay, cool, a little wrestling program. You see the beginning of SmackDown, and you're like, fuck!
Just American Idol.
Yeah,
You're like, what's going on? Like, this is huge. Like everything feels big, and AEW feels small. And I think it's just what they're sitting in between.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are we doing tops or bottoms right now?
Well, that was my bottom.
That was your bottom.
For
Bottom?
AEW.
I'll go into a top because
Okay.
let's talk about some stuff that was really fun. JR, good old JR, good old Barbara Grillin JR.
Dude, he's okay. So there is a Twitter account that's called like WWE porn, and he definitely follows
loves
that.
it.
He
That's the
fucking-
only reason I see it on my feed is he retweets it all the time.
or he likes it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know it's there.
I'm
Dirty
like,
old
dude,
man.
why are you? Why, dude?
That and he comments a bunch on like model stuff, like Damon Hustle, where he's got those
Great.
models and shit. So yeah, he's a dirty old man. Here's the thing, and I feel I'm gonna say this up front as my precursor. I feel bad that this is going to come out very backhanded, but it really isn't. Okay, hear me out. Two aspects. One, his podcast. I used to fucking love it. When it was the Ross Report, I loved it because he always liked talking. This is the funny thing. He liked talking about everyone's birthday. He liked talking about this week in wrestling, things that happened that he fucking loved that happened this same week in this year
Oh.
of wrestling, like how many years back. You know, 10 years ago we saw this, 20 years ago was this.
Yeah.
And he talked about things that he fucking loved.
You know what else you talk about too? Like how stars should be striving to go to the WWE.
Yeah. He would talk about how they needed to get out of where they're at and move towards the WWE.
That should be their ultimate goal. That he preached that on the podcast the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, so it's just kind of.
And now the podcast has become Conrad trying to figure out what makes him the most upset and what he hates the most to focus on it. And so now it's becoming hard to listen to. The last 4 podcasts I couldn't finish. I got about 20 minutes in and I was like, I can't just sit here and listen to him shit on fucking everything, and not like. So you're telling me that your entire career, which you talked about how much you loved and how much you liked, and all these things, as you reflect back on all of it was shit. No one knew how to book but you. You're the only one who knew. Well, that was a fucking shit show, but I wanted to do it better. Like, it just doesn't feel right anymore, and it feels super negative and weird.
Trying to go
So
into Cornette.
Cornette talks about things he likes still.
Yeah, but Cornette
He goes
was
on and
really-
on about MLW and
Yeah, that's
all
true.
those guys. Like, and he talks a lot about NWA. He talks about what companies are doing right and wrong. Jim Ross is only talking about what happened in that show that he hated. And he's only talking about how every other show is doing shit wrong and AEW is doing everything right.
So he's like kind of shilling AEW now on his podcast.
Super
Yes.
shilling AEW. And it's hard to listen to. It really is. Because one of the things that got a lot of play on it was Seth Rollins saying that AEW was minor leagues.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
fucking shit on it. And he was all like, fuck you, it doesn't help anyone. That's horrible. That's terrible business. You're a bad person. You know, and he's like, but you're a great wrestler. And then he was trying to say that, you know, you're just upset because you're not as over as your girlfriend. Maybe one day you'll be as over as your girlfriend.
I saw that tweet, yeah.
And you're like,
I hate this Twitter beef right now.
it's stupid. But when Kenny Omega was talking about NXT being nothing to AEW, when Jericho's going on saying it's not a war, we've already won it, NXT is developmental, they're minor leagues, we're above that. He's not going on saying these people are making anything look bad. He's not saying that that's above them or below them. But Seth Rollins says one fucking thing about when Kenny's done with the minor leagues and wants to come play WrestleMania, we'll do a match together.
Hey, I mean, WrestleMania is
That's it.
It's WrestleMania.
that's a
Yeah.
pinnacle of wrestling. So no, Seth Rollins got a point. Like, hey, when you want to have that pinnacle with me, sure, come
Yeah.
up here.
If you
Anything
want-
else is less than that.
100%. Everything else is less than that because they even say it. They try and talk shit about this generation, and they're rightfully so in saying nobody's selling out houses anymore. The brand is selling out houses, right? WrestleMania sells WrestleMania and sells WWE. It's not, people aren't going to see Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar, and that didn't sell out the house. It sold out the house because WWE was having WrestleMania in your hometown. That's fine.
It's,
That all makes sense. But anything else is less than, right? No one's selling out AEW because it's AEW.
Unless it's a Saudi Arabia show.
What? It's prepaid. Notice the change, tired of that red ass stuff. Oh yeah, Stackhouse said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, red ass JR. I don't like it. I'm
Wait,
not a fan of it.
What? Notice the change?
Of JR. They actually, Conrad starts calling him red ass JR.
Oh,
oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he's saying getting all red-assed.
Okay.
I'm not liking it. I don't like him being that negative, especially when I liked listening to him talk about what was going on, what he liked about things. You know, this booking was perfect. This was, I wouldn't have done it this way, but I see where they're going. Like, all that stuff. And now he's just fucking pissed about everything.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, JR is an AEW company man. Seth Rollins is a WWE company man.
He's even said, JR said that, why is he there? Because he said something along the lines of, do they do too many flips and not tell enough stories? Yes. He goes, but I'm trying to help them wean off of that. You know? And then he says, he goes, someone asked him, why is he even still there? He goes, well, because they pay me so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he's there because of the money. So I get it. And so I don't fault him for that, but I do fault him for not trying to talk about positive things at all. You're tearing down everybody. With that in mind, here was my positive about JR. Here's what I really liked. I liked how he sounded frustrated on commentary.
Oh, yeah.
And I like that in the sense that you can tell he still loves what he does and he's passionate about it and he wants it to be better. And I loved you could hear it a little bit on his voice as he's seemingly talking towards the back and not to the audience at times. He said at one point during the Lucha Brothers and Private Party, he goes, someone has to go for a pinfall and try to end the damn match. Because it's been so long, the match has gone on so long and no one tried to win.
Yeah.
He talked about that
Basic
all
ring
along.
psychology is what he's trying to get across.
Exactly. You're not paid by the hour.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to get the winner's purse.
Yeah.
So why are you not trying to end the match early if you could?
Go home.
Yeah.
Get your paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. Basic ring psychology, and it's been pissing him off. He talked about it on one of the pay-per-views too, the one with where there was a 3-on-3 with Darby and Shawn Spears on opposite sides.
Yeah.
At one point,
Was that wasn't really a pay-per-view? That was, I guess it
Spider
was,
Fest.
but that was free,
Spider.
wasn't it?
oh, that was a free one.
That was
yeah.
a free one.
So yeah, they had that match, and somewhere in there, they're like, we're 10 minutes into this match, and no one's gone for a pinfall.
Yeah.
Is what JR said out loud.
Yeah.
He's like, no one's trying to win.
Flippy shit, man.
Yeah.
AEW's flippy shit.
He's
right now.
not scripted.
Then he says, so someone tags,
And then he goes, all right. It was Mark Quinn tagged in the match. So he goes, Mark Quinn tagged in, which means Isaiah has to leave at some point.
Yes.
He says that out loud. He then says someone else tags and he goes, all right, the ref has to try and get one of these guys out when the Luchas. So the Luchas tagged and he goes, they tagged. That means the ref has to get one of these Max men out of there. That's what he said. Like, he's trying to feed them information of like, this is what makes shit look silly, guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Trying to make it make sense, which
Oh,
I
I
appreciate.
see what you're saying. So like his commentary was more to like the producers like telling the producers.
yeah.
I see. Okay.
Nudge,
Yeah,
nudge.
this is what people
Gotcha.
are seeing.
Gotcha.
Nudge,
Yeah.
nudge, wink,
I have to
wink.
call what I see, and this is what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Someone had a tag. So what I'm seeing is the ref should be trying to get one out. But they're not.
But that ref is instead just making like.
Yeah. Yeah. Then someone switches out and they don't tag. JR literally says, what sense does that make when no one tags?
Yeah.
This opened up Excalibur to try and talk about Lucha because Tony Schiavone said, well, they could be wrestling under Lucha rules. What are those? And then Excalibur was like, well, sometimes in Lucha, they can like not
Yeah.
tag. Like he was having a really hard time explaining Lucha rules.
It was.
And they're pretty simple.
Yeah.
was
You roll out, your guy can roll in. As long as someone's out of the ring, someone goes in the ring, they're legal. Your legal man is in the ring. End of story.
Yeah.
So he didn't have an easy time talking about it. He stumbled over himself, and then JR was like, that's enough, stop.
I tried, kid. I tried.
Yeah.
This is your one shot to get over. Knowing your lucha shit, you fucked up.
Yeah, you're wearing that shit on your fucking face,
Yeah.
dude. Pretend like you know
It's a
it.
mustache, man.
Oh. Your beard come? Mustache come?
No, we'll just do this.
See, you're fucking phony. That's what I'm saying. Excalibur's fucking phony. Yeah, but when he's sitting there saying, you know, you wear that mask with this pride of your history and your wrestling gimmick, and now you're given the opportunity to explain some of that, and you can't. It's like, fuck, dude, take the mask off.
Yeah.
You look like an idiot, and you sound like one now too. Just take the mask off, and I'll believe you again. Introduce you as someone else. Pretend you're not Excalibur. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't know what he looks like underneath.
Yeah.
It would totally fool the shit out of me.
It would fool me. Let's see. Then Excalibur tried to sell Orange Cassidy, doing those super shitty super kicks, the little taps to the Young Bucks. He was like, "Oh my God, the kicks!" And JR calls him out and says, "What are you seeing? Are you seeing something we aren't?" Yeah. He goes, "Are you seeing something we're not seeing?" Because JR was not fucking going. He was not feeling that. He was like,
That's
"If you're
funny.
gonna do like this little fucking tap." Do your little fucking thing and be like, and they're obviously no selling it.
Yeah, they're not saying it.
right.
But the commentator Excalibur, because he's so fucking indie, wants to go oh and sell it to make the crowd pop or some shit, where the crowd can't hear you now, pal. JR's gonna be like, I'm not calling that shit.
Yeah.
That didn't happen that way, right? So I love that he called him out on it.
Yeah, Stackhouse. I like that he didn't say a word.
Oh, he didn't say a word. Yeah, he
Yeah.
said nothing when Cassidy. Yeah, he said. I like how he didn't say a word when Cassidy was out there. JR's like protecting himself. He's like, there's certain things I'm not fucking doing.
I'm not going that low.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a legit fucking wrestling. This is not wrestling. Yeah, I loved it. What are you seeing, Excalibur? Are you seeing something we're not seeing? And then Excalibur just shut the fuck up because he was
Sorry.
like, he felt
That
like
being
an
said,
idiot.
I like Orange Cassidy. I think he's funny.
I can
when
understand
he's
the
used
comedy of it.
sparingly, when he's used like in his role, yes. Don't make him champion, please.
I think they used him well in this segment where he goes and tries to taps them and they didn't respond and they just basically chased him out.
Yeah.
That was fine.
I like that.
I don't understand his connection with the best friends at all.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
He seemed to kind of come out of nowhere when he did come out too.
It's just for the pop. And then they're just like, oh, let's just keep them together.
See, but that's the other thing. I feel like everyone there loves everything that they're seeing. It just feels like everyone's a fan of everyone there. Yeah. I don't
It
know.
does feel a little bit like they're a fan because of something else, right? Then it doesn't feel a lot like you like it because you think it pisses off Vince McMahon that you like it. Sometimes I feel like that's half their fan base. That, oh, Vince would hate this, that's why I love it. Oh, this would never happen in WWE, so this is great. Oh, this is AEW because of this and that. And it's like, if this happened on WWE, you would hate it, right? Let's see, he'd like Orange Cassidy if I was seeing him at the VFW on Saturdays, but not on national TV, not so much. That's Stackhouse. I can see that too. I can understand why he was popular on the indie scene because he is I feel like on the indie scene you need a little bit more variety show type stuff to get people to show up. You got to see this goofy dude. You got to see the silly shit. But when you're saying you're a legitimate sports company,
and then you have Orange Cassidy go out there, and then you have Excalibur try to sell it. I think Jim Ross did the right thing. What are you seeing?
Yeah. Yeah. Fair point.
But I do also understand and agree with the concept of what Taz said, which is it is probably one of the most original gimmicks out there right now.
It is.
I can definitely see that.
I enjoy watching it. Some of it can be repetitive. Some of it just amuses the shit out of me, man. I don't know.
All right.
I love his
Yeah.
fake kicks. And people are just like, what's going on here?
I don't like when people sell it.
I don't like when people sell it. I prefer when he's like kicking people and then they no sell it and then they just thrash him.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about Orange Cassidy, he can turn it on, and this guy can really wrestle too. And he can do some flippy shit. But he only does it in like small bursts.
Yeah.
Smart, I think.
Yeah, which could be cool. Exactly. Like I said,
Safer.
Yeah,
If
it's
you-
safer.
if you don't sell the stupid shit, it becomes believable and something I can get into. I do think his character is interesting, and I don't hate him. I like that no one has sold anything that he's done so far. I do feel it's a little weird that the crowd is responding like he's a huge star, and we haven't seen him do anything yet. But that's
Jesus
just the
Christ.
nature of that crowd.
He's so over with the AEW crowd.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh.
But I'm not against seeing where they go with him. Like you said, if they use him right, it could be totally fine. He could be the 24/7 title of AEW.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
You know what I
100%.
mean? Let's see. Would you have a thing you? I only have two other things to talk about in the thing, but I know you want to talk a little bit about. Well, I mean that's part of one of the things.
Yeah,
So,
good. What else you got on AEW?
did you have anything else in AEW?
No,
Not really.
sorry.
Do you have anything else in AEW? Because I got two
Sorry.
other things.
Okay, so yeah, I got some good things. I thoroughly enjoyed the backstage segment with Cody attacking Jericho and like getting Dustin and DDP and MJF to back him up while they were up there. But I don't know if we really touched on the other thing that I was going to say though. Did we touch on where I did not like how Inner Circle interrupted?
That's part of this whole overwhelming
Yep,
segment.
yep.
Let's talk about this segment and how this segment affected the
Yeah.
entire show.
Yeah.
Because it did.
Yeah.
This one segment leaked into a bunch of shit.
Yeah. So the Dark Order SCU match, I actually was really enjoying. I was really digging, and actually, I was becoming more of a Dark Order fan because of it. I do like their moveset. I do like what they name their moves because they're all video game reference, and I appreciate
funny.
that.
Okay.
But then, yeah, in the
Are they
middle of
2K20 references though?
no, they're not.
Fucking bullshit then, man. Fuck them.
They're Mortal Kombat references. Okay, but in the middle of their match, next thing I know, the crowd starts getting wild up and they're
Yep.
looking away from the ring. And everyone's distracted because motherfucking Chris Jericho's walking in with his Goonies
Holding tickets up like
with
this.
a spotlight on him, just absorbing all the attention again. And
So here's my question.
yeah, go ahead.
Why did Jericho need tickets?
Dude. So like side note, they like zoomed in on that ticket in one of the pictures.
Yeah.
It's not even a box seat ticket. It's like one of those comp tickets that they
Yeah.
it's like not even,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a shitty
Yeah.
ticket.
I'm sure.
But yeah,
But-
why would Jericho even need tickets? He's the champion of this.
All
Did
right.
you guys catch?
How much audio you guys caught?
We
'Cause
were.
I think the audio was probably still going. Sometimes our video cuts and our audio doesn't. You have two pictures up, by the way.
I do. Well, because we were getting into both of them.
No.
Damn, that distracted
The
me.
top one?
Okay.
This one we're not talking about.
Well,
Not yet.
So
Alright,
yeah,
alright,
if
alright.
you were cut out and interrupted. We were talking about Chris Jericho in the Inner Circle interrupting the Dark Order and SCU match.
And why did he need a ticket? That's kind of where we were
And
at.
why did he even need to do it to begin with, honestly? I mean, I guess now looking back, what they booked after that, but that could have been something that they did in between matches. They didn't have to interrupt an otherwise good match.
They pulled away from the match completely.
Yes.
I actually was keeping notes of all the shows like I used to, even though we're doing top 5. Because
Yeah.
I felt like it was easier for me to keep track of what was going on when I reviewed it. And the note I had for SCU versus Dark Order was, match ruined by Jericho and Inner Circle with tickets. Why did they need tickets? Everyone in the audience is watching Jericho and no one's watching the match anymore.
Yeah, after they went up to the box office or the box seats, everyone was just looking up to see what Jericho
You saw
did.
100 people doing
Yeah,
this.
I
and
saw
you
that.
Yeah, all of them. And things were happening in the ring and no one was reacting to it. And I was like, great. You literally just killed the match. You fucking killed it.
That's another reason why I don't think SCU is going to win the titles.
Oh, because they buried him that
Yeah,
way?
they kind of buried him like that.
Yeah. Let's see.
So I didn't like that.
I don't like that. I think they pulled away from the Joey and Omega match that happened after that.
Although I did figure out something about Joey Janela. If you take Edge's face, combine it with James Ellsworth's body, and give it the wrestling style of Sable, you get Joey Janela.
Did you see this image?
With the hardcore, with hardcore of
Like a blue meanie thing?
like Spike Dudley.
I don't think he's as good as Spike Dudley. I do think Spike Dudley was a better wrestler.
Well, I'm talking just like the hardcore, doing the hardcore shit, like taking hardcore bumps.
That's true.
He takes hardcore bumps.
Does he?
Yeah. Jalen takes the hardcore bumps. Dude, that sell for the V trigger knee though.
Good.
I want someone
Feels
to edit that with Shinsuke Nakamura's song after he takes the knee.
Yeah.
Because that's how he looks afterwards.
Yeah. So I felt like that there was no reason for Jericho to have tickets, and that was the first and foremost thing that spoiled it for me. So then they go into a segment with Cody and the Inner Circle. Tony Schiavone's trying to interview him, and Jericho's there with an AEW mic with AEW cameras on him and blowing air horns into it. Cody's your EVP. Now, I know Kevin Nash said this, but I felt similarly at the time, so I don't want to pretend like I'm unaware of Kevin Nash or trying to bite his shit. I just agreed with what he said after I'd already thought a similar thing of, if you're the EVP, why don't you look into the camera and say, cut his mic?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I'm
The
pretty
truck is there, right?
Yeah.
pretty sure Shane did that to.
Yeah. Shane did that to KO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In CM Punk's pipe bomb interview, this mic cuts out. The mics are controlled, and you had one that had AEW on it, and you're blowing air horns on it. And then everything after that was okay-ish, but spoiled by the entire concept of Jericho saying, not that, that's not what we're talking about. This whole time, this video up top's been not what we have. We're talking about Jericho specifically in the I Have Tickets thing. This is a Bellator fight.
Whoops.
So this whole time, Jericho's saying, I have tickets, but I've got tickets. And the commentary was such that, well, he's got a legitimate reason to be there. He has tickets. Okay, does that mean I can grab a mic and blow air horns during a promo?
Yeah.
If I was doing what Jericho did, I would be thrown out, regardless of my ticket. End of story.
Yeah. It just didn't make any sense. And again, it just makes Jericho look so obnoxious. And I don't know if that's their intent to like really get him over as a hated heel. It's starting to become more of like go away heat for me.
Yeah, and I thought he looked absolutely stupid. This
Yeah.
T-shirt they made, the I've Got Tickets
And they're
T-shirt.
capitalizing it on it already. It's like,
This is what I was talking about, where they're trying to make Jericho The Rock. Where it's like, oh, everything he says is a shirt. Everything he says is a catchphrase. It's not. It's not a catchphrase. It's not a shirt. This looks stupid. His face where he's like crying. You're a credible champion who's crying because you have tickets and you got punched twice by someone you have a match with. You didn't look tough. You didn't look cool. Like, it looked fucking stupid.
my favorite part though was when they locked themselves in the room and Cody like gets his hand wrapped up by MJF's scarf and then punches the glass. That was sick.
I thought that was pretty
freaking
cool.
love that.
I thought that was done well. I did say that I thought it was strange to have DDP suddenly part of this faction. Is he suddenly intimidating this yoga instructor of the last 20 years?
DDP, if I recall, he's followed Cody out for a couple matches already.
Yeah, and I never know why.
Well, because he's a family friend.
Okay.
But he hasn't had a match in 15 years.
No, he's just a family friend and an associate in the name. That's all.
Well, then he's
He's
just
not
some
gonna
random dude.
he's not gonna wrestle. He probably wasn't going to fight anybody.
And he didn't.
And
So
he
you
didn't.
didn't even the odds. What the
Yeah.
hell? Like, it seemed a little pointless and a little bit WCW to me.
I did like when Jericho said, when he calls MJF out, and he's like, "Who wears a scarf?" I kind of enjoyed that. It was like
Yeah.
a subtle callback to his old gimmick. So
He had a scarf in New Japan, too.
well, he had a scarf in AEW too, like
He
one of his
did.
first promos after he won the championship
Yeah.
belt. He had the
Yeah.
scarf
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like it in actually in the hot tub with him. So
Yeah. He didn't stop wearing a scarf till like last week.
yeah, so I thought it was kind of funny.
I thought that was kind of funny too, a little dumb, but I was like, okay, I can get it from a heel perspective. I thought it was a little weird that I put this: DDT's intimidating now. Are there no new stars to make? Because I thought Cody, Dustin, MJF, and DDP just looked like Nitro. MJF was the only person in there you're trying to get over as part of Cody's entourage here. You're the EVP and you're elite, right? So where's the rest of the fucking elite? Bring in someone who we don't know. Bring in Paige. Why, like Stackhouse said, why wasn't Adam Page used in this segment? Bring in people who are evening the odds, not random people from Nitro.
Yeah,
I just thought that Jericho in this segment, he looked really old, especially when he started saying, "You millennials." I was like, who do you
Yeah.
think you're surrounded by?
I wasn't a
mean,
fan of them saying that this in the show that we were in before, but yeah, your fan base is millennials, which I thought maybe they might be doing because it will get them a little heat. Boo! Don't talk
Just-
shit about us.
yeah. No, I didn't like it.
Like
I
that
didn't
plus
mind
his
it,
look.
yeah.
It made him look old, and
he
I felt
looks
really
like
bad.
an old. If you remember when Flair was about that age and he started to have a gut.
Bro, Tim Storm is older than him, I think, and looks way better shape than Jericho.
Brock and AJ are pretty close to his age
Yeah.
as well.
Well, like Tim Storm, okay, because like NWA, I've been watching NWA Power. Okay, that's one of the things I've been doing, and in my opinion, like Tim Storm's
Oh,
one.
the blonde guy, right?
Yes,
Oh
like
yeah, he looks like a badass.
dude, and he's old, and but he looks like one of those old NWA champions.
He also looks like the type of dude you'd see at the bar who would get drunk and someone would say something stupid and he'd look over his shoulder and he'd be like, dude, don't
Yep.
fuck with this
Yeah,
guy.
don't.
Don't fuck with this guy. He's gonna beat the shit out. He's
Yeah.
like, come on, old man, what are you gonna do? And he'd be like, and then just beat the shit out of someone in 2 hits or something.
Yeah.
And be like, sorry guys, I'll see you. Like, I'll put it on my tab. I'll be back in a day. You know what I mean? Like, he seemed like that kind of fucking
Like,
rough
my
house guy.
point is, like, even in his age, he's still more of a believable heavyweight champion than Chris Jericho is right now.
Yes. Let's see. Jericho said that his argument says Ticket Jericho said he has the right to be there. So he has the right to have a mic and air horns. Cody says this isn't WWE, and the entire segment was kind of hokey and amateurish. But it was weird. I felt so split on this segment. I thought there was cool aspects to it. I liked it was the first time you've seen them fight in the concourse. I like that they took it outside of the ring. I don't like that they had to bring up WWE at all.
I kind of find it funny that Cody got Dipping Dots named after him
It was funny.
because they kind of
Yeah.
like did a shill for Dipping Dots.
Yeah. And then they got the Cody Rhodes or
Yeah,
Rocky Roads.
The Rocky
Oh.
Roads flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. But it all felt kind of hokey. There was a random garbage can that's unlike any garbage can I've ever seen in an arena. That crumbles really easily.
I saw that.
He didn't even hit Jericho with it. He put it over his head and then took it off real quick so he wouldn't hurt him. Like it looked kind of.
And it was dented as fuck afterwards.
Yeah.
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 It looked kind of shitty. And so it was just one of those moments where it's like, it's funny that you say that we're not WWE and then continue to have.
Tim Storm is a super nice dude.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Did he
he-
come out and wrestle with you? Stackhouse is our wrestler. out in
Oh, cool.
Oklahoma.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Have you seen our Stackhouse shirt?
I have not seen that.
It's on
Oh,
Pro-
yeah, I think I have actually.
Yeah, it's on ProWrestlingTees.com
I'll get
/
it.
Wrestling on the Rocks. It says Sam Stackhouse is okay.
Pick that shirt up.
Yeah, pick it up. It's okay. Because he's from Oklahoma, so it's a silhouette of him doing a moonsault.
Oh, dude. I imagine if he was in Oklahoma, Tim Storm's probably
There, it's
crossed
right
through
there. It's up.
He probably crossed.
It's up
paths
right
with-
there.
Yeah.
Stackhouse is okay. It's Oklahoma State, and it's Stackhouse's silhouette doing a moonsault.
Moonsault.
Gotcha.
It's gonna pop up in just a second. But yeah, so Stackhouse, he gets to hang
yeah,
out with
okay,
guys
cool.
from time to time. That's the
That's the other one, yeah.
You'll see it come up in just a second. And was it Stackhouse actually was backstage at a Impact not that long ago? So hopefully that turns into more. But this segment, I was so split on 50-50. I was like, this is cool because it's different than what we've seen on them. It's finally a fucking promo because they're doing no fucking promos. But the only person who's ever doing a fucking promo is Jericho. Every show they give Jericho a mic and no one else.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah.
This is like the Jericho show. AEW is Jericho is the most honest shirt they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
They have put all of their money behind him, and I think that that's a bad move. When you look at the end of their show, and it ends with the Inner Circle, and there's Jericho, Jack Hager, who hasn't said a single word or done anything at all of relevancy at all
And
in
then,
AEW.
and then gets a no contest in his next match.
yeah, for kicking someone in the balls.
Not a good look, dude, to be the muscle man for the whole group.
Yeah.
You're kicking people in the balls.
Not a fucking good look. And then you have Ortiz and Santana and Sammy Guevara. If you look at that there, and then you think of how NWO used to close the show with Hogan and Nash and Hall and Bischoff and Six. I mean, you had fucking stars already there.
You know what? I was just thinking the other day, shower thought, and this is like an indie thought, because take out Sammy Guevara and put in Gino Rivera
Oh, that'd be sick.
as a heel.
That'd be great.
Dude, because he can work the mic.
Yeah, I've heard great things about him.
Yeah.
And I know JR actually likes him.
Yep.
Never worked him, but been in like 6 or 7 shows with him.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Tim Storm.
Okay.
That's cool. So yeah, it was cool to see a different type of segment than we're used to seeing AEW do. I want to see more of other people than just Jericho. I don't think this segment made any sense whatsoever. And I think for putting your platform being we're not AEW and we don't do hokey shit, and when you got fucking Moxley going on and on over and over again about how I'm here because we don't do hokey shit, and then you just did a fucking long ass hokey shit segment, which actually leaked into 2 other matches and ruined them for the crowd. You're doing things wrong.
My only other negative that I want to talk about with AEW, and we can wrap it up and go to SmackDown after this, because I think we covered a lot of AEW. Again, women's division. And,
That's the only other thing I had too.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the Britt Baker match, her sling blade that she did was ugly as fuck.
It's horrible. Every time.
I hate her finisher, her submission. It looks stupid.
I hate how Jim Ross sells her finisher.
Yeah. It's just, I'm not a Britt Baker fan, and I'm not trying to be just a negative Nancy about it, but they really need to find more women to push.
They need different women altogether. They need a better roster of women.
Lacey Evans is like far superior than anybody.
Yeah, she
on
went
their
over
roster.
there.
And she's been like 2 years
Yeah.
or some shit. You know? Like, yeah. Britt Baker is absolutely horrible, and it's weird that you want to talk about her being the face. It's weird you have that whole video package about how we're in Britsburg, and it's her hometown. But in the interview, she said a few things and I went, oh, she's not from there.
Yep.
And then she goes, as a kid, I rooted for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then it shows a picture of her in her 20s. You're like, there's no picture of you as a kid rooting for them because it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait, so she went to college there. And then we Googled it. Yeah, she's from Punxsutawney. And she went to Pittsburgh for college of dentistry, and
Dentistry.
then finished there.
Well, okay, so yeah, don't say as a kid. Well, I guess maybe she didn't lie because maybe she's just always been a Pitt fan anyway.
Because she was in the same state.
But once
Right.
you go to college, generally that kind of becomes your new home, and you associate more with that. Because like a lot of people that go to the U of A,
Yeah.
like a lot of them are now Tucsonans
Yeah,
and consider themselves Tucsonans.
for sure.
So it's just I don't
It's
know.
just a weird way to say everything about your hometown.
well, it's just them building
as opposed
them up.
to
yeah.
because Tucker doesn't. I don't think Tucker says his hometown is Phoenix. He says he went to
No.
ASU,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so they talk about it. They go, "Oh, he's got connections here. This is where he went to college." They were trying to like paint it out.
I fucking
differently. It
hate
was
that.
weird.
I'm like, don't make me hate Tucker.
Yeah, I know.
Don't fucking mention that.
Stackhouse, yeah. Jim Cornette pointed out that it didn't make sense that he had a microphone in the private box. You guys didn't think about it at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude.
That's kind of what
Yeah,
we're saying.
yeah.
Not only did he have an AEW mic, but why did he have an AEW mic?
Yeah. All right, let's move on. That's
Yeah,
that's our
sorry.
thoughts for AEW Dynamite, NXT. Let's go on to some
see.
SmackDowns.
Let's see.
SmackDown.
Oh, there was one comment that they made in commentary. I haven't seen the Cloverleaf since Dean Malenko, the Iceman. But Cloverleaf is used all the time by Sheamus. And Moxley does it.
Who made this commentary?
Shivani. Has he not watched wrestling in the last 10 years?
I thought not what's his name? Not Ty Dillinger. What's his name now? Doesn't he use
Sean
it?
Spears?
Sean Spears. Doesn't he use it?
I think he does.
I thought he used it.
I know. I thought he did. I'm not positive, but I was pretty certain Moxley does, and I know Sheamus does. And he said, I haven't seen the Cloverleaf since Dean Malenko, the Iceman. And I was like,
Just throwing your back to your WCW days. Whatever.
yeah, exactly what they're doing.
Okay, so we're gonna start with goods or bads for SmackDown.
I only have one thing that we didn't talk about, so it's a good thing. So let's start with good. The one thing I had for SmackDown I definitely wanted to talk about was Daniel Bryan's segment with Shinsuke and Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Thought that was done really well. I think Sami Zayn, I don't know if he's injured or if he's just not cleared to wrestle or maybe just doesn't want to wrestle anymore. I don't know. But he's in great shape right now, and he's clearly just doing managerial stuff.
I think I know
But he's
made a
amazing on the
note-
mic. There's almost no one better.
Oh no, I literally like made this note somewhere, and maybe I deleted it because I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about it. But yeah, he is killing his role as Shinsuke's hype man.
It's
Yes.
amazing.
Just like even when they entered the ring, like in his song, Shinsuke's song came up, and Sami Zayn's just doing his dance. I was like, oh man, he's like the perfect hype man for
I love
Shinsuke.
that.
Incredible.
But yeah, he is definitely one of the best promos that they have. It's just
He's one of the best
everything
promos
that
in the
he
business, I
says
think.
is so genuine, and it comes off like it's the real thing, like it's not scripted. Talking about how he and Daniel Bryan have veganism in common, and how Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke Nakamura have the environmental, the ocean in common, like things like that.
Yeah.
Like it just,
Yeah.
it was perfect. It was great.
Yeah, and then even before in the opening segment where he talked about how he wasn't going to wrestle, but he had someone who has been a friend of his for a really long time, and brings out Cesaro. You think about
Yeah.
that, and then it just made me flash back to their incredible set of matches they had in NXT.
Yeah.
Which are some of the matches that I still tell people to go back and watch if you want to see how good these two are capable of being. Their matches together were fucking incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if he's cleared. Man, good question. When was the last injury that he had?
I don't remember him having an injury, but I don't know.
Well, he had that injury, and then he came back.
He had
and
the surgeries on his.
He had the surgery,
Surgeries.
and then he came back and saved KO that one
Yeah.
night, and then he went heel. That was when he effectively went heel. That's going like back a year though. Yeah. So
I
what
had
else?
that as one of my tops.
that segment. It was so good. I think that
It's great.
Yeah, and then Dana Bryan, Shinsuke, and Sammy all are such incredible actors. Shinsuke is saying nothing and did so much for that segment.
Just the facial expressions.
all of them, just his little smirky little like he's like a little too smooth, and
Yeah.
not, but it's like fucking, it's awesome.
I love how the white belt like works on him too. It just the whole outfit and the white belt just looks really cool. He looks
Yeah.
like a champion right now.
That's so funny. Stackhouse says it's crazy that he spent so long under that mask. If he was this good at talking all along, I don't know what he was doing, wasting time. That's also true because he used to pretend he didn't speak any English.
God. Yeah.
Who was I talking to? I was talking to. I think maybe it was just my friend Gerald in Vegas,
Vegas.
talking about when he met Generico and KO, and the third person who was with him.
Cole, because they hung out.
I think it was Adam Cole,
Yeah.
where it was Cole and KO on one table and Generico on the other one, and Generico just going like "Hola," and then, or maybe it was the Bucks.
Okay.
And it was they were just talking mad shit about Generico and how he doesn't speak English and you don't want to talk to him. He doesn't even know what you're saying and all this stuff. And my buddy's over there and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's all like, "Hola, no say," like just really fucking stupid. Like,
That's great.
yeah, but he said it was hysterical that he walked away loving all of them. I think it was KO and the Young Bucks.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why he had to mention. Although if you look on Pro Wrestling Tees right now, Sami Zayn is selling a shirt where all of the profits are going to his Sammy for Syria Foundation, and it's the Dream Match shirt of Generico versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool design.
Yeah, I think Colum said he's grabbing me one, so that's cool.
I think one of my positives this time for SmackDown, I'm going to give Lacey Evans the nod of approval.
For the jobber.
Really?
Yes. Well, her character work has gotten a lot better. I think she's really refined who her character is,
Yeah.
and she comes across more comfortable in the ring now. I like that they protect her finisher because she doesn't throw punches. Like she doesn't throw any strikes really while she's wrestling.
That's true.
And the women's right actually does look like that was a really good executed
Yeah.
move that time around. So I enjoyed the match. I thought Lacey Evans impressed me more than she usually does because I've talked shit about Lacey Evans before.
I think she's doing really well. I think the only problem I have with her is my disconnect between her character and what her character says. Right? So the character's
Act
going
like a
on about,
lady.
yeah. There's act like a lady and I'm a lady and everyone else is a nasty, and then you physically do things like bend over and put your ass in people's faces front row. Like even at a live show, she's doing shit like that.
Yeah, I can see that when
and
she's like entering the ring, how she does it like Stacy Keibler style.
Yeah, she goes in like Stacy Keibler when she was talking about currying favor. As long as we get further away from those things, I don't think I'd have a problem. I actually like the idea of the gimmick of here's a proper lady trying to teach all you nasties how to behave like a lady, but she's acting the least ladylike of anyone on the roster, and to me, that disconnect is too much.
Sure.
So I think she does great mic work. I like the idea of the character as a concept. I think she's getting better and better in the ring every time. I like her entrance for the most part. I like the music. I like that when she comes out on SmackDown, she uses that big ramp thing as part of her posing on the way out. Like I think that so much of it's so good, but then when you say things and move a certain way, but you're supposed to be the lady, it just disconnects from me.
I can see that.
So I want more consistency with the ladylike thing.
Sure.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think of Firefly Funhouse coming back?
Was there a segment on SmackDown?
Yep.
There was,
I think I might have missed a segment on SmackDown.
Bray Wyatt was wearing the Hurt gloves. He brought Rambling Rabbit back.
Oh
to
yes,
life.
okay, I got that one.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So
Yeah.
he held Rambling Rabbit with the heel glove,
Yes.
and
Oh.
the
Kissed
corpse.
it.
Yeah, and he kissed it. Yeah, but he's specifically holding it with the heel glove.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Kissed it, and then it came back to life. So effectively, Rambling Rabbit is the Kenny of this universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that the little coffin had the jelly next to it.
Yeah.
The Rambling Rabbit, yeah.
Yeah. The mystique with it is kind of gone right now. It's stale.
It felt flat, right?
It feels
Yeah.
really flat. I don't think you really mentioned Seth Rollins a whole lot, other than it was the aftermath of the Firefly Funhouse burning down.
Yeah.
So there was no build up to like what he's going to do to Seth, or what the Fiend is going to do to Seth at the SA show. We'll just call it that.
Crown Jewel.
Yeah, Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it definitely fell short of what the Funhouse has been in the past, and I hope they fix it. Because
Yeah.
the crowd
Yeah.
seemed very disinterested in it.
It felt really flat.
Yeah.
It felt weirdly super flat this time, and I was like, oh, they brought it back, and I feel like I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And I was so excited about it
Yeah.
every other time.
Do anything for me.
Was there anything else on SmackDown you want to definitely cover? Nikki and Mandy with Bailey on commentary, I thought was a great segment.
Oh my god, I loved it. I freaking loved Bailey and Sasha on commentary, dude.
Yeah.
And like Bailey didn't even say a whole lot, but like what she said and how she said it, like she's just angsty, like pissed off person
Yeah.
right
Just
now.
fucking on point.
Yeah. My favorite part though was at the end when Nikki hit the spinning neck breaker for the finish.
Yeah.
And Michael Cole's like, spinning neck breaker, that could be you, Bailey. And then it cuts to Bailey like,
Yeah. Just looking around, I'm like,
what? I loved it.
Right before, I think it was before that, a while back. Nikki's promo, I was not into.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I
let's see what
felt
happened.
really bad.
I don't like
because
this version of Nikki.
I really like Nikki. Like Royal Rumble, we were second row, and I had my like, let Nikki play sign, and I was so excited. And then they move her over, and she's, I don't know what she was doing this promo. It sounded like
She needs to go full unhinged again.
Yeah, she's a little giddy and it's weird.
it sounded like her version of Alexa when she's like just super excited.
Okay.
Is what I got.
Yeah.
I almost got like this feeling of her trying to take the Bailey hugger spot
Oh.
and misinterpreting it. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
it's giddy and exciting.
Oh.
But Bailey's hugger gimmick was about being a super fan who couldn't have been happier to be living their dream, you
Sure.
know?
Yeah.
And this is just someone who's acting super giddy and weird.
Especially when you see Nikki Cross a pass, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then you're like, what the fuck are you right now?
And when you think about her first appearance on SmackDown against Becky, oh,
Yes.
NXT's twisted sister. You know what I mean? Let's play, Becky.
I was-
Becky, let's play.
I was creeped out.
I like
Play
that.
with
Yeah.
you, Becky. Fucking crazy.
If she was like doing,
I showed that video to someone who hasn't watched wrestling almost ever, and so she's watching it and she just goes like, "Whoa,
yeah,
oh, what?" And then she's like, "That person's insane," and I was like, "Yes, that's perfect," you know. And so,
There's a reaction.
Yeah. but I'll play with you, Becky, and she's like looking everywhere else. Let's play. I was like, "Fuck yeah, bring that shit back."
that might have been the last. Let's see. I think the last thing. Ric Flair cutting the promo on SmackDown.
First off, I hate it whenever they start the show off with people just standing in the ring. Like they already made their entrance and they're just standing there waiting to go live.
AEW did that.
I
Yeah.
hate it. I fucking hate it anytime. I
Okay.
just don't like
All right.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like when AEW did that either.
But Ric Flair, like, continuously mentions Saudi Arabia, even though you know that's a banned word.
I don't think it is because they've all been saying it. Even Michael Cole's been saying it.
Really?
they've said it. They've said
Usually, in the past, they have not been too keen on using Saudi Arabia, but
Yeah, they're allowing it this time.
okay. Well, one of the things that like he like slapped back at Roman Reigns, so he's like, "You too, big dog. I'm tired of seeing your face." I'm like, man, he's just speaking for everybody right now.
Yeah.
He's just speaking for the people.
You know what's crazy too? The live event, Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan in a no DQ match. It was easily the best Roman match I've ever seen. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, I was cheering for Roman like nuts. Every match I've seen of him on TV, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What's he doing?
So I know he's capable of connecting with the fans, and I know he's capable of putting on these really great matches, but it's not happening on TV.
I don't like how they make him do promos. Like when he was talking to Corbin, he's like, Corbin, you wear stupid things. You do stupid things. We like that. We laugh when you do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's his Keanu Reeves impression.
I didn't like it. Didn't like it. So that's pretty much all I got for the Smacketh Downeth.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I had about SmackDown at all was
Oh, I got a little bit of I got some notes on the main event too.
about those teams.
So yeah, SmackDown main event was fine. It had some cool spots between Cesaro and Ali, Cesaro and Roman Reigns, fast pace, and the crowd was into it. And I should have wrote down what the spots were.
Yeah. Also, Shorty G dressed that like that pissed me off.
Yeah.
The only thing I had about there really was Mysterio and Kane doing their promo, and then Brock rapes Dominic.
Oh, Cesaro.
Oh.
I mean, Cesaro did the big swing on Roman Reigns.
That was cool.
See, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the match wasn't a bad match. I just think Shorty G should dress differently because that's fucking stupid.
And then I think the spot that now I'm thinking about it with Cesaro was like a spinning DDT off the top rope that he did on Cesaro, where like he caught him and then they spun around and Cesaro took the DDT.
That's cool.
That was pretty cool.
Let's see. So Mysterio and Kane had a promo against Brock. Brock rapes Dominic, and then he F5s all the bitches. And then a fake doctor kept screaming he needs space, but he had
Oh,
plenty
I
of
wrote
space.
that too, dude.
He had plenty of space.
guys, I need space. I need space. Guys, I need space.
But he had space. He had
Yeah.
plenty of space.
But then again, if you had the one line, you were like, man, I'm going to deliver this fucking line.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was nuts. Because as we were watching it, I was all like, dude, they're giving him a lot of space. Like,
Yeah.
he's not near anyone. Guys, I need space. I need space. But then he's not actively doing anything.
I need some room, guys. Back up, guys. I need some room.
Yeah, I need some room. I need space. I need space. Space, guys, space. I like space, guys. I have space. Let's go to space.
One of the
What's in space, guys?
one
Look
of the
at
notes
space.
that I made for that promo though, when Rey Mysterio said "Que pasa," I was like, I'm surprised I didn't start a what chant
Yeah.
because they're in Kansas.
Yeah.
I was
Okay. Cain Velasquez cut that promo in Spanish, and on backstage they talked about it. And I think Paige asked Renee, "What did Kane say?" And then she's like, "Well, I'm not a translator, but it was something along the lines of I'm going to kill you." Speaking of
Paige
Paige,
asked for a translator. Wasn't she married to Alberto?
what?
I don't know. Yeah, she
She was
speak
married?
Spanish. I thought they got married, Alberto. Paige and Alberto.
Oh, yeah, Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So she should know all about the word murder.
Okay.
What?
I don't
What?
think
I feel like he would have
so.
said that in
I don't
times
think so.
under certain situations.
All right. Paige, is that what you're saying?
Oh,
no.
we're saying Paige. Yep. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it brings us to Raw. I only had a couple things of note on Raw, but I think a few people had a few other things here, so we'll get to that too. But I did want to talk about Paige opening up the show and bringing out the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
In this, Asuka spits Otter Pop all over Paige.
That's gotta be some good stuff, man.
Otter Pop?
Just whatever flavor she's using.
It's got to be lime.
It's gotta be like a nice lime flavor.
like
Lime, green
caramel
apple,
apple,
maybe.
yeah.
Caramel apple.
I like
Caramel
green apple too. Isn't Aegis right now caramel apple?
It is, and she's pretty pissed that I thought that sounded gross.
Yeah.
Actually, sounds interesting. I might try it.
See?
All right, let's go tonight. We'll go after here. Let's go straight there. We can go dressed up.
JoJo stuff. I gotta get going actually after, but let's not talk about
All right.
The fuck, man.
the fuck.
He's like, let's
All right,
come on,
wrap it
keep
up.
it.
No,
I guess that's
not-
it.
not-
Last call.
I'm not sure to
Oh,
say now.
oh,
Just shit I gotta do afterwards. That's all. Just shit I gotta do afterwards.
We got parties to go to. Okay.
So Paige gets misted in the
Can't let
face
this
by
mustache go to
Asuka.
waste.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Which
Yeah,
I
so
thought
she-
was a great heel turn on already heels, but it
Yes.
also solves the problem with Paige being their spokesperson and Paige getting huge positive responses every time she comes out.
Yeah, no, I agree, and you can tell that they were kind of going towards a heel move for them. I like that they switched up the gear for Kairi Sane.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk Kairi Sane for a minute. So Paige gets misted in the face. Kairi Sane comes out, no more pirate shit. All kabuki shit with she's got the face paint on. She's got the umbrella she's spinning instead of that stupid fucking wheel thing. And her gear is all darker.
And like
I loved it.
her promos are like that obnoxious. Clump brought it up a couple weeks ago where it's like a character trope in Japanese anime, and she's like nailing it. I'm like, oh my god, that laugh is so obnoxious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's just killing it.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's underappreciated because a lot of the people like in the audience probably don't get it.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, oh man,
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
No, I think it's great. I'm becoming a much bigger fan of Kairi Sane now. Where fuck, that's gonna be. God damn it.
Oh, it's over here.
Okay,
It's over
I'm gonna
here.
need it. Is
Alright.
it broken?
No. No.
I was not a big Kairi Sane fan for a really long time. This iteration of Kairi Sane, I'm really liking, but I have said since the beginning that I think my biggest problem with her is her stupid pirate gimmick, and we're getting away from the pirate gimmick. So it's time to change the fucking music. Get rid of the pirate music.
Give them some good music, please, as a tag team. Or just use Oscar's theme song.
Yeah.
Just-
yeah. Oscar's good.
Yeah.
They can both use Asuka's theme and that works.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how the Shield was. They
Yeah.
just used Roman's song.
Oh.
I thought it was the Shield, and then Roman just used the Shield song.
Yeah, either way.
Okay.
What's the difference?
Okay, yeah, right. That's
Yeah,
Roman Reigns.
one person just took it.
Yeah.
So it was Roman. He took it. He's like, that's mine now, the Shield.
I'm big dog.
Yeah. So yeah, 100%. I thought that Kairi Sane's new look is incredible. I also thought that Kairi Sane versus Becky Lynch was a great match.
Yeah.
I agree.
Surprising.
Yeah, and it made me a bigger fan of Kairi Sane. She's not doing the silly shit that I hated.
And she didn't look like she tapped, really. It
Oh,
didn't-
she
kinda-
did. She
she,
did.
no, it looked like she kind of like did like a I don't know if it was like a tap like this, but it was just kind of like a oh god, it hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, she just did a slap, but then she
Yeah.
kind of did this.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't much of a tap. I'll give you that. It was a pretty lame tap, but she did sort of kind of.
Okay.
But yeah, you really want to see someone go like, fuck,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
But for
but she was
being-
kind of.
So small. She was believable.
Because she's not striking. That's my biggest problem with Rio is that she doesn't. Not only does she use a lot of strikes, but she doesn't push them snug.
Yeah, I don't believe him.
Yeah.
So they're really held back. And Kari's not that way. She
Kairi
doesn't
likes
use
to
a
do-
lot, but when she does, she hits them.
She does running attacks.
Yes.
So like she makes impact.
Exactly. Running attacks,
Yeah.
submission moves, a full body throws. You know what I mean? The kind of thing where it's like, I know I'm small. I have to compensate for that in some way. And smaller wrestlers in other places aren't compensating that same way. They're just going, oh, I can wrestle like anybody else wrestles. You can't because you don't weigh the same.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Kairi Sane really won me over. And she didn't do any of that stupid walking the plank shit I don't like.
Oh, yep.
I mean, I guess at this point, that's the one thing she does that annoys me the most is when she walks the plank and does that weird, stupid, cutesy stomp.
And they're protecting the elbow.
They're protecting the
They're
elbow.
not gonna, yeah, if she hits the elbow, it's more than likely going to be a victory for them.
Yeah, that's it. And it looks great. Her gear looks awesome now. She's not coming out with that pirate shit. I hated the pirate princess stuff. I'm on board with Kabuki Warriors.
yeah,
man. They
I
got
like
me.
their dark look.
Yeah.
I like it.
They figured it out. That's the gimmick it took
Just
for me.
don't overkill the green mist, and I feel like they're probably going to.
No, because they didn't use it in their match. They didn't use it in this match. They didn't use it
Yeah,
in
they
their
just
last
use
match.
it for Paige.
Yeah, they
you're
use
right.
Yeah.
And
For
that's
a
how,
reason.
And that's how Becky got the victory. Well, that's how Becky lost last time.
Yeah,
Was the green mist.
but in the last time they had a tag match together, it wasn't used. They won without it. I forget which match it was, but their last tag match together, they did not use it.
So I'm thinking, because I'm like, well, how do you guard against mist when you don't know when it's coming? Is someone just going to be wearing goggles? Is that
Becky
gonna
used
be
to
like
come
the
out with
new-
goggles.
I know.
There you go.
I like that. Bring back some other goggles.
Bring back those steampunk goggles.
Yeah.
Or Sasha Banks has those glasses.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Bailey's and everything.
There's only one other thing I had about SmackDown, and that was Seth Rollins versus Eric Rowan winning with a stupid forklift spot, which we've seen a couple times before, and I hate it every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every time I see this stupid fucking spot where it's all like,
that was Raw, I thought.
that was Raw. We're on Raw.
Oh, I thought you said SmackDown.
I don't know what I'm watching.
I understand. I got you. Okay.
Um, but we've seen this before, where someone can't win, so they pin them under a forklift. I never like it. I've never liked it. And this was another one that came off really bad because who runs this? The guy standing next to it. Okay, guy, get in there. Okay, I'll get in there. Turn it on. Should I turn it on? Turn it on. I'm trying to turn it on now. Turn it on. I'm going to turn it on. And the whole time Eric Rowan's just going,
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
I'm ready to take the 3 count.
Yeah. It always looks stupid. And it also always looks weak. If Seth Rollins is your beast slayer and he's the one who can defeat the Fiend with a fucking hammer to the head, then why can't he beat Eric Rowan?
Clean.
Why?
Real quick, too, just backtracking to SmackDown because I didn't get to make the comment. Kofi Kingston losing, taking
Oh.
the pin for the tag team.
He did?
He took the pin.
Against who?
Ziggler.
Yeah.
I think Ziggler or Rude, one of them.
Oh, there it is.
Ziggler
Robert
Roode won, yeah.
versus New Day. You're right.
Yeah. Kofi Kingston took the pin.
That sucks.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, that's what I was like, fuck, man, they're burying him.
Oh,
New Day
yeah.
losing and getting squashed post-match. Oh, yeah, because they got squashed afterwards. But then,
By who?
I think the club came out.
Right.
No, maybe not the club. Oh, it was what's it called? Say yeah, Revival.
Oh,
Oh,
Revival.
Oh,
Revival
yeah,
came
yeah,
out,
yeah.
and then Heavy Machinery came out.
That's right.
But yeah, Kofi took the pin, man.
that
Ah.
sucks.
Anyway, let's go back to Raw.
Yeah.
He's not protected.
Nope.
That sucks. Yeah, they're
quite
not
a
doing
bummer.
much for Kofi at this point. And I think that there's also an aspect where I think Kofi wrote a thing after he lost the title talking about how it wasn't ever supposed to be the way. And that he appreciates that the fans got him where he was for as long as it was anyways. And that every day was kind of a special day in that regard. But it does feel a little bit too much like, man, you guys are super done with this, aren't you? But as fans, I don't think we are.
Yeah.
We're not ready.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to talk about on Raw?
So for Raw, let's see. Humberto Carrillo versus AJ Styles. I really like that they're giving Humberto this rub
Yeah.
and pitting him up against like literally the top tier stars in the world right now. Going up
Oh.
against Seth Rollins the week before and then AJ Styles this week.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's taking the losses, yeah, but man, he's looking really good in his matches with them.
And it's okay to take those losses early on. That's the other thing. People think that, oh, it's your first time, you have to have these big wins. But also, you're going up against major dudes and being a problem. That's a pretty fucking big.
And we're talking
big
about
thing.
a kid that's in his early 20s going up against Seth Rollins mid 30s and then early 40s AJ Styles.
And doing really great matches with them.
Yeah.
I also think it's a lot to say that Seth and AJ are like, we want to work with this guy. You know, I also think that it's crazy that AJ Styles is your U.S. title champion, and he comes off as the biggest star in the company.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking the other day, like, man, they need to give other people a shot at, the mid card titles. But I'm like, man, there's nobody better to put the United States title on than AJ Styles right now.
Yeah.
AJ makes the U.S. title seem more important than the Universal, for
Yeah,
sure.
He does. I agree.
He comes off as a fucking main dude, as the star.
Stackhouse wrote something about Kofi, I think.
Oh,
They're not really burying him. They're just putting him back where they had him to begin with.
It is shitty,
It's
yeah.
shitty, but they're, yeah.
Yeah.
they're done pushing him.
That's
Yeah,
a good
that's kind of
point.
what I was saying at the very end there. Was it feels like Kofi was, this wasn't supposed to be this way, and
Yeah.
it was crazy that it happened the way that it did. But back to business,
Back in business.
and it sucks because it feels like a burial to us because we want to see him on top. I don't think we're ready to see him just, go back to where he was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we wouldn't have been behind him to get to the world if he wasn't so good at where he was. So it's not like a horrible place to be.
our sound. Hold up.
What do you mean our sound?
It's
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hey, can you hear us?
Hello? Hello?
there. We go.
Hello?
We're back.
We're back! We're back!
All right, we're back.
Welcome back, where every show is our first show as far as quality and awareness. But yeah, I think that, and thanks for sticking through that commercial ad. I feel like the best part about the commercials that they allow me to hit now is when we start to freeze up, we can just hit one real quick,
like, oh, quick.
and jump right back.
Panic commercial.
Yeah.
So I did write down like specific spots. So a great showcase of Humberto's talent is definitely going to be built by the commentators. AJ did a swinging DDT off the barricade, which was sick as hell.
Nice.
And then AJ also did like a scoop slam into reverse DDT counter. Like
They were doing stuff.
They were doing stuff, man. And then post match, I believe Club, they were already out there, so they swarmed him, and then Street Profits came out, and they helped him out. And surprisingly, We Want the Smoke is getting over.
It's getting over.
It's getting over.
Did you find out that last week we discovered what it meant?
Yes, that's like drama, right? Or
No.
It means they want to fight.
they want to fight. Yeah,
It's a hip hop term about fighting.
yeah. So it's over. It's getting over right now.
It's over, and people are chanting, "We want smoke."
Yeah.
Here's the weird part: is it's over like that. Here, can you throw a couple ice in there? But at the same time, when the Street Profits were coming out, and they went through the crowd to get to the ring, no one was jumping up and down and doing stuff with them.
Yeah.
They were by themselves.
Maybe because they don't have that energy. Like they're just tired from being there, and
Yeah, I think they were
Montez is
expecting like the NXT reaction where everyone's jumping up and
Yeah.
down and holding up red cups. Went out,
Yeah.
they're jumping and stuff, and everyone's just kind of like,
What do you got?
"There they go. Look, they walk right by us. That's cool." So it was weird. There was parts of it that made it look like, hey, they're not getting any kind of response. They're not getting the reaction. But then they're in there, and people are going, "We want smoke.
Yeah.
We want smoke."
Where are these people? 'Cause
no.
That I'm
Right
sorry.
behind the camera.
I'm sorry. They were my bottom. They were definitely on the bottom for me.
I'm not a fan of the Street Profits.
I don't like Dawkins.
Really?
I don't like his.
Dawkins?
Yeah, I don't like. Well, I don't like the character trope that they're giving him as
I don't like them either.
the chaser, the women chaser.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah. And the guy who's constantly getting stoned or drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the dude who's been in NXT for 7 years and still doesn't look like
He
he's
has
worked
the
out.
longest tenure of NXT of anybody.
Yeah, he said he
Really?
literally had been there longest.
Yeah.
Pretty.
But he also didn't look like he worked out ever the whole time he was there.
What the fuck you doing in Florida, Andrew?
Yeah, what
Right?
the fuck's going on?
All right. Anyway, so that one.
But about the OC real quick.
Okay.
I do think that the chemistry between the OC is the best chemistry between any three people, I think.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess them and New Day, their chemistries are probably similar in that.
But they're different personas. It's
Yeah.
like a different kind of
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I liked it when AJ was like, "You remind me of me when I was your age and stuff," and then Luke House was like, "You were good."
Yeah. I was just like bouncing off
like,
each
slaps
other.
him on,
It was
he's like, "You were
great.
good."
He's like,
You were
"Man,
good."
we're good."
And then, and then Carl keeps saying things all like, "Oh man, you had it."
Yeah.
Like they just were, the three of them were just back
Going.
and forth, and then they're all like, "We're just gonna do a little too sweet here. It's not for you.
Not for
It's
you.
not for you at all. Not
Right in
for
his
us
face.
right here. It's just for me and the mother lovers." You know what I mean?
And I know that Mother Loves is so dumb, but I think it's just great. Like it works for me.
Yeah, I think
I
they're
like it.
amazing together.
I like it. Yeah.
Stackhouse says it every week, and we'll say it again because we respond to chat. And Stackhouse is our number one fan. Stackhouse, whoop whoop. Stackhouse, whoop whoop. Yeah, he thinks
Montez.
Montez Ford is going to be a star.
I can see it. But they gotta switch up his character.
I don't like this character.
Here's what I don't like about Montez Ford. I think Montez Ford thinks he's going to be a star. And I think Montez Ford thinks he's the next Rock.
He could be
And-
though. No.
You know what
that's
though?
strong.
Here's the deal though. I hated The Rock growing up.
Well, the thing is
I didn't like The Rock till he left.
The Rock has.
Charisma.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain because.
But it was a cartoonish charisma, much like Montez Ford.
But he has like a much bigger like stature and frame, and like
a good point.
more imposing than.
He looks like a star.
You could believe him.
And Montez doesn't look the same. Doesn't look like the star that
Right.
Rock looks like.
To
That's
me,
true.
he looks scrawny and like I could beat him up
That's
every
true.
time
True, but
every
then,
time I
but
see
then you
him.
see him moving around in the ring, and it's like how he's able to go over the top rope so effortlessly, and just the height of his jumps.
unlike his frog splash that he does.
Yeah, but Darby can do that with no
Yeah,
hands.
everyone. I feel like everyone's
Yeah,
a
his
really
frog splash
good
pretty high.
athlete.
Actually, that kid, that Mark Quinn in Private Party, his
I think he's my favorite one.
his super was it no the shooting star press.
Mhm.
It's fucking 11 feet in the air. The dude
Yeah.
jumped to do the flip and he's just like,
Checks his watch like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was all like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wish that they booked these guys like that mattered.
Yeah.
That should have been the end. You should
Yeah.
never get that high in the air and fall down on someone and it not be the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could see where Montez Ford could be a big star. I think my problem with Montez Ford is he comes off thinking he's going to be the star, and I'm not feeling it.
It definitely has to come from a heel turn.
Ooh.
I think Montez has to be a bad guy.
He's got to go against Angelo Dawkins and Barry Angelo, and then Angelo should be the Marty Jannetty.
I mean, that's basically where it's at, yeah. That's basically where it's at. I'm sorry, but that's kind of... I would compare him, to more of a Shawn Michaels than...
Rock, for
absolutely,
sure.
yeah.
Was there anything else on Raw?
The RKO was amazing.
That was sick.
That
It
was
disgusting.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely disgusting.
That shit was amazing. And then he goes up to Ric Flair and he's like, I got you! And then
Yeah.
he like slaps him.
He runs over, goes between two ropes, and like, come here. And then Flair comes running back over. So fucking funny.
It was like the production, because of the camera angle, you didn't see him come in. The crowd really didn't react to him like, I don't know, like they just didn't see
Getting
him
in?
come in.
I
Like,
think he rolled from underneath and jumped right in.
yeah, like he must have just come out of nowhere, literally, because everyone was just like, what the fuck? Where did they come from? Amazing. Perfect
absolutely-
RKO.
And did you see how he took it? Did you see his neck?
Mm-hmm.
His head hit like,
Yeah.
and then he jumped back the other way. It's like, how do you protect your... It was insane.
Yeah.
I watched it probably 100 times today
It
on
was-
some GIF loop where I'm all like,
That was my favorite moment of Raw for sure.
Ricochet is fucking incredible. No one sells
crazy.
like Ricochet in the world.
It's insane.
It was.
And no one's more fluid than Ricochet.
Yeah.
You could put Ricochet with anybody, pretty much.
Literally anybody in the fucking world,
Yeah.
and he's going to make them look like that they are a devastating monster,
Yeah.
hard to get through, and he's going to do every crazy spot he can think of, and it will make sense.
I want to see more Ricochet. Wait, more Ricochet. Who else was in that match? It was Ricochet and what's his name, right? I can't think of his name right now. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see more matchups with him versus guys like Drew that can just carry him around and like,
Oh, his whole thing was Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
yeah, hold him up while he's like
I
doing
miss
his
Samoa
spooky
Joe.
shit. Yeah, where is Samoa Joe?
I think he hurt his toe again. Although I'd like to see him take over commentary for Corey Graves.
Oh God, he'd be great.
Let's let Corey Graves
So
go
great.
home for about ever, and have Samoa Joe step in his place.
Let's let Corey Graves be a stay-at-home dad. Let Carmella be the bread maker.
Oh.
Because Mela is money.
Wow, that was great. That's perfect. But yeah,
Sorry, Graves.
That was probably the highlight for me was RKO.
Yeah,
and
it was
like,
an
I'm like,
absolute
oh man, I'm a Randy Orton fan again. Just don't cut any stupid promos, Randy.
You know what sounds weird is for the longest time I was all like, yeah, he's cool and all, but I don't know. And then I was watching this show on WWE Network, $9.99 a month, good deal, where it was about greatest rivalries, and there was one in there about Cena's greatest rivalries, and it was like a little show series, and so it went in there and it was like his top 5 favorite rivals, and when he talked about Randy Orton, I remember seeing Cena and he's all like, no one makes what we do look as easy as Randy makes it look. And he goes, and it's insane. He's like, he's so smooth in the ring that it makes the incredible work it takes to be able to do what we do on this level look like people can just go and do it. And he goes, and that's impossible. And no one's able to get it that smooth as him. And I remember thinking like, yeah, I guess that's been part of my problem as I go, oh, he's just out there doing these little things.
Yeah.
But when you go back and rewatch it, you're like, no, he's just that on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just makes it look that freaking easy.
Yeah. Like, oh, you just go in there and you fucking slam motherfucker. Like his power slam, one of the best in the fucking.
Oh, when he does, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep,
slams him over.
I agree.
Who did one the other day where I thought, oh shit, like someone did, I think on AEW where I thought like someone was gonna break their neck. I don't remember who it was, but someone did a power slam recently where I gasped. I was like, 'cause I thought someone's head hit.
No,
I was like,
Randy Orton's like snaps you.
yeah, him and Dustin Rose, I
Yeah.
think, do the best power slams. Because Dustin's is so cool. I mean, I guess Randy too. They're both so good about it that they're like on their back before you even get above them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're doing the Matrix pose.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
they get it's crazy.
It's insane.
But yeah, Randy Orton fan again. I could see him. I could see him with another run.
What do you guys think of Catalina? Sin Cara's new.
Oh, I was like, who the hell is she? But apparently she's an NXT talent.
Oh, okay.
I wrote it down. Catalina.
See, they called her Catalina, but on the banner when she came out, it said Carolina.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, her name is Catalina Garcia. I'm not sure if it's going to be a one-off appearance or if
Oh.
she's like just for this program with Sin Cara or if she's actually getting called up.
I hope that they do more with her. I think she looks stocky.
I think they need a female luchador.
Yeah. I think a female luchador who looks imposing
Yeah.
is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because most men luchador don't look as imposing as
Yeah.
she looked.
Just let's give her a better mask.
Oh
because
God, yes.
that's
yeah.
like something that they got from Amazon for $12.99.
That's
That-
exactly what she said, and I was all like, "You're being mean," but if you're saying it,
I was
I'm
like,
just being
that
stupid.
looks like they got it at the swap meet.
Yeah, she said
You-
swap meet mask.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
She's like, "Who's this nobody with a swap meet mask?" I was like, "Come on."
No, if
And
they're gonna
also-
Like,
use
it's
her,
fine. It's a
and-
fine mask.
And also, I felt like she wasn't really like a valet because she was clearly not the translator.
That's true.
if she
And then Zelina, she catches Zelina and fucking slams her.
I
So
like
good.
Zelina's scream. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
great.
And her hands were shaking.
yeah, I like Zelina. She's good. I like her Hurricanyanas.
I go back and forth with her all the time.
Yeah.
I think she's awesome, and then I hate her, and then I think she's awesome, and then I think she's awful.
Well, because
Back and forth.
some of her
She's a good
singles.
promo. I like her
I think
promo.
she's-
Oh,
Right,
she's
right?
great on mic.
Yeah.
But in her singles, sometimes
Maybe
we're
that's
like,
what it is.
We're like, you have more stuff. You
Maybe
can do
when she
more."
gets in the
Yeah.
ring and actually wrestles, it's always disappointing because you expect so much because she is so good on the
She
mic.
is.
She does those big moments in everyone else's match where she does like a thing or two.
That
And then
looks
when she has to
good.
put together a match beginning to end and she's got to be the one telling the story, maybe that's where she lacks and maybe that's why I get upset with her.
I mean,
It's probably not her fault. I didn't really have much else here. I'm looking at it. I didn't like the whole Cubs thing. I thought the
Oh,
yeah.
team dressed as the Cubs was stupid.
yeah, I was confused at that one.
I mean, and I know, full disclosure, I'm a Cubs fan. So it was like, I was kind of like, what's this? Why do we have jobbers dressed as the Cubs? But at the end of the day, it was also like, you guys don't do that in other cities. Like, why are you
That's
just doing
Why,
everything?
why just for the Cubs?
Yeah, why just for the Cubs? Like, it was fucking weird and stupid. And plus, I don't need any more Viking Raider jobber matches. I just don't.
Yeah, let's
that was a bummer.
Let's make the Viking Raiders look much better, please.
Well,
Yeah,
their
but at the
last
same
match-
time, that's the demolition treatment. So
Yeah,
they do demolition for
that's
like,
true.
5 years?
That's true. It's all right. I'm at my other thoughts now, just my random thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of at too.
Sasha Banks capitalizing on the meme. Oh yeah, so when Sasha Banks came out with Bailey, she's like sits down. She asks Michael Cole. She's like, "That's right, Michael Cole. What time is it?" And he's like, "It's boss time."
Yeah, that's funny.
I thought that was great.
That's funny. I didn't catch that.
Let's see. Tessa Blanchard done with Impact.
Oh,
Holy shit.
That's
Are you
a-
serious?
That's what I heard over
Wow.
the week. Like her contract is expiring with Impact, and that she's
What did I say when Charlotte and Natalia came out? I said when Charlotte and Natalia came out, she goes,
You
"Why are
did
they
say
teaming
that.
together?"
You
And
did
I was
say
all
that.
like, "I don't know why they'd be teaming Charlotte and Natalia again against the Iconics." And I was like, "But I guess if you had someone like a Tess Blanchard coming in, this would be a really great way to build her into it. Because then you have a legacy team like Natalia and Charlotte with Tessa and whoever she comes in with as a legacy team, and then you get kind of a different view of the Four Horsewomen."
yeah.
But I didn't know Tessa's contract was that close. I said that whenever that
wow.
happens, like this could be a good way to build it if her contract ends anywhere in the next 6 months.
yeah. There was definitely reports about she's
Potential plan.
finishing up with. Okay, so yeah, there's rumors now, but what I was seeing earlier this week or late last week was reports are that she's like wrapping up with Impact.
That is right in line with
Wow.
what I was about to bring up, even with Charlotte and Natalia being a really good team they put together. And feels like a legacy team of the
Yeah.
Neidhart, the Hart Foundation, and the Flair family
Female
That'd
legacy.
be cool.
female legacy. And I could see you bringing in either a
That'd be
Tessa or a Tess. I'm so sorry. I say Tessa all the time and I feel like an asshole. But a Tess Blanchard being part of that team and being kind of a faction of women, or combating that faction of like, you think your legacy's so tough. Well, I think the Blanchards didn't get enough credit. And then they bring in her with someone else. I don't know, maybe Tamina or something. Tess and Tamina could be better than Nia and Tamina.
Oh, yeah.
I know they're trying to do the Samoan thing there, but I think there's one other. Isn't there another
They probably bring in Nia, like, because Nia's got her. She's not like direct legacy, but she's got the ties to the Samoan dynasty.
Yeah, but Tamina's legit
Snuka's.
Snuka.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to think though. I thought there was another woman who was the daughter of somebody.
It was Piper's, but she's in.
Piper.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. But she's a little green.
Yeah.
Right? She's only been wrestling 1 or 2 years.
Uh-huh.
But I could see that a Teal Piper and Tess.
Oh, the other one was
Trying to think.
what's her name? Isn't like Reina Garcia? Isn't she part of like the?
Oh, the Eddie.
Yeah, isn't she part of the
Oh.
Guerrero family?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
That could be.
Damn.
I could see them doing something like that.
But right now she's tagging with Rhea Ripley in live shows, and they like
Really?
Wow.
dominate. Yeah, they're like a powerhouse tag team.
Shit. Then that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Man, that could be good.
So like,
That's funny too, because I was like, I just said it and I had no idea. I'm usually
Yeah, we
pretty up
didn't
on all
know.
this stuff, but I was all like, oh, this would be cool if they bring in like a Tess or something. That'd be really good. But I was like, but otherwise, I don't know, other than just being a cool
Yeah.
tag team for Natty to be in.
because I read the report and I wrote it down. Tess Blanchard done with Impact? Question mark. AEW needs to make a power play to bolster their women's division.
Yeah. I think Tess could do it.
Like it, yeah, 100%.
Although Stackhouse said something we missed a minute ago. He said,
Yeah.
Power Slam top 3, Joe, Orton, and Dustin all snapped the shit so fast it's crazy. I agree 100%. He also said, I hope she goes to WWE and not anywhere else, but she did an interview kind of hinting at not being ready to be tied down yet. But AEW ties you down too, so unless she's going to go
She'll
to what?
resign with
MLW?
Impact. She can just resign with Impact because they're probably going to give her a raise. She's
But
probably the centerpiece, one of the like, if not the centerpiece of like the whole promotion, because she is one of the best professional wrestlers in the world right now. Like you have Brian Cage, yes, but you also have her wrestling Brian Cage in house shows and in like other indie events, and like she's coming across as legitimate. So
Yeah, and I wonder if, so here's my biggest problem with Tess. I think she's incredible. I think she wrestles men too much that it kind of takes away from, I mean, I guess the novelty of it. Like, it's not as interesting to me anymore. She's just constantly wrestling men, and so there's part of me that wonders, it sounds weird, but could she hang with the women? If she's so used to wrestling men, she's used to wrestling a certain style, because men are also going to protect her a different way. Could she
Yeah.
hang with the women of WWE? I don't know.
I just, man, when she was on the top rope, she was like, "Come at me, motherfucker!" I was like, I love it.
Yeah. Oh no, she's great. I think she's absolutely great, but I can't watch every match she does because I'll get tired of it.
Yeah.
Where I can watch certain matches she does with dudes and be like, okay, yeah, this is great. She's amazing. She deserves everything she's got coming. But it does make me wonder. She doesn't wrestle a lot of women. That's probably a whole other style.
I would enjoy seeing her in WWE only if she gets the respect she deserves and is booked properly and doesn't like lose to one of the Iconics or something stupid.
Yeah.
Fuck the Iconics. Everything's their fault.
Well,
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, her in WWE. But yeah, if she made that interview where she doesn't want to be tied down yet, then I don't know about that.
And I don't think AEW would be a good place for her.
Probably not.
There's no competition there for
Yeah.
her. There's nothing.
You know, not at the moment because they're not using Awesome Kong. They're not using what's her name? Who's the other big one that they got?
Nyla Rose.
Yeah, Nyla Rose. I don't know.
Yeah, and they didn't sign a bunch of the other women who we've seen them use.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see where Tess goes, and I think that if she does go to WWE, I'd like to see her go straight to the main roster and not
For
Yeah.
sure.
NXT. Although I think she would fit just fine with NXT because the women there are so fucking on point. But I think, like you said, you could really bolster the main division by bringing some of those women up, especially if your women's talent on the main roster is so shallow. Why not throw a Toni Storm and a Tess and maybe a Bianca up to the main roster?
I would like to see Toni Storm
Yeah.
because I know she was so good.
I don't see Toni Storm going up to the main roster just because they need to save something for NXT UK right now.
She's not even the champ.
Oh, she's not.
They gave it to Kylie Ray.
Wait, Kylie Ray, NXT champ?
Kylie Ray. 3 different names. It's not Kylie Ray.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
I don't know why
So
they did that.
I know who you're talking about too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good points. I do want to see Bianca Belair go up. I do want to see Shayna Baszler go up.
Yeah. But I want to see Shayna come up when it's time to do a 4 horsewomen thing.
Yeah. And that's gonna happen.
I think it's got to. I think that's what they're waiting to bring Ronda back for.
Probably.
Who is amazing in 911? If you guys haven't watched,
Oh, 911's a good show, and Ronda's
she was pretty good. She does some
watched it.
moves. She does some moves.
Cool.
Oh yeah, they do this whole thing with like a fight, and so she's fighting a dude, and it's Tyson, or not Tyson. What's
Her
his name?
husband.
Her husband.
husband?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
Tyson Brown, right? Is that his name?
His name's Tyson, isn't it?
It's Tyson, right?
I want to
What's
say
his
yeah.
name?
I
I
don't
don't know.
remember.
Her husband, no.
Mr. Rousey.
Yeah.
Miss-
But it was really cool to see because at first you see the dude and he's like going like this and his face is covered and I was like,
Is that it? Is that That's it.
yeah. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else on there. I'm really over the 24/7 title and everything that goes along with it right now.
Even though we have it up right now. We've got it here.
I'm hoping for a resurgence. Let's see. Carolina, Charlotte, Nyla, Natalia. Well, I'm glad you brought up this thing about Tess because, yeah, that really falls into the one thing I was like, oh, I kind of want to talk about the match, but I don't know how to bring it up. Well, that's a good way to
Perfect.
do it. Aleister Black promo.
I'm tired of
Again,
it.
we're doing it again.
I'm tired of it, and his promo.
The AOP promo is better than Aleister Black.
It was.
Yes.
It was
Because
by
they
a
actually
lot.
spoke English this time. They're like, oh yeah, we can actually speak English very well.
Yeah,
We understand you. We just choose to not speak in your language to confuse you
and piss you off.
and
yeah,
piss you
exactly.
off. I
Like,
was like,
okay.
now can you go beat some asses, please? Like that's
Yeah.
like if you just stood up and go kick some more ass like you did that one time. Oh man,
Yeah.
amazing.
And in the Aleister Black promo, he came out stupid because he was all like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results, which A, is not true. Look it up. And B, he then said, so what am I supposed to do? Because I like the results I'm getting. So I think I'll continue to do what I do. So what does that make me? I guess normal. I guess that makes you a normally thinking person.
Confused? I'm confused,
Yeah.
Alistair. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you're like, okay, so if expecting different results and doing the same thing is insanity, and you don't do that, you do the same thing because you get the same results you're expecting,
So you're
then that just makes you a normal thinking person.
you're doing what you enjoy.
Yeah. So I don't know what your
It's giving
problem
you
is.
pleasure. Or whatever.
Yeah. I guess not insanity is what that makes you. Stupid.
Makes you sanity.
Pretty logical.
Yeah. But I think that's
No
it.
sanity
As far
reference?
as,
Okay.
yeah. Let's see. Did you think the Young Bucks versus Best Friends was a good match?
Dude, honestly, Trent Beretta is like the most boring wrestler alive right now.
It's weird. And he has Bill Murray on his fucking pants.
Dude,
And that's got to upset someone.
He's got like no personality.
Did you see that time when he tweeted at Dolph Ziggler for stealing his boots?
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Strange.
And I think Ziggler just sent back a picture of him wearing the same boots like 10 years ago.
Funny.
Yeah.
I had a general bottom.
What do you got?
This time last year we were all amped for Evolution.
I was going to bring that up, so I'm glad you did.
Okay, and instead this
yeah.
year we're getting all amped for something that's not going to be here.
Crown Jewel.
Well, they are
Yep,
doing,
Yep.
in replacing that, they are doing like an all NXT show.
They
female
are,
show.
but it's going to be a house show and not televised or on the network. So
Oh,
what's the fucking point? But they are doing an all women's NXT show somewhere in like San Jose or some shit.
He's like,
But
Gonna
it's
be-
not meant to be
yeah.
televised. So what do I care?
And Evolution was a good pay-per-view, in my
it
opinion.
was really good.
It was
I
one of the
enjoyed it.
best of that whole year.
Yeah,
But I think in
enjoyed
2018, that may have been my favorite pay-per-view of 2018.
Definitely up there for sure. They
I just-
delivered.
I mean, I get that they don't have the roster, as you
But I think
said,
you-
but,
But they do have the roster.
but it's there, but not.
Because you don't have
Upfront.
to have just main roster talent. You can showcase your NXT talent.
I
You
think
can
they changed
showcase
it.
your obscure NXT talent.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at that one had Mae Young, where it was the Chinese woman versus
Yeah.
Tony Storm.
Yeah.
I forget her name.
Xia Li.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, she's not one of their main roster NXTs or main stars in NXT. We see her sometimes on stuff, but she's fantastic.
Mhm.
I think you could do it. I do tell you all the time they don't have the roster because right now, if you were to look at the exact show of Evolution, each match, you'd realize that you've got like 40% of that roster currently active right now. So I could see where it's like, okay, we just don't have that talent. But maybe if you move things around, add a couple more NXT matches, add a couple more. I mean, you got the women's tag now, so you can add another couple tag matches, make a little Queen of the Ring out of it. I mean, you could do something. You could do a tournament style thing.
Yeah.
You could even have a multi-show mini tournament of 2 matches to get you towards the women's tag match at the end of the night. You know what I mean? So SmackDown versus Raw, and then NXT versus some shit, NXT UK, and then they go down or something. You know what I mean? Like you could do it, and then they have a match, and the winner of that gets a shot at the women's tag title. You know what I mean?
Easy.
You can make it happen. But when Triple H was interviewed about it, he said with as much stuff as they were trying to get done and all their different shows they're doing, and I think even he talked about getting the women to the WrestleMania, that it just didn't end up being on the top of their list this year. But it's not off the table, he said. So yeah, I agree. That is a bottom to me. Is one of the, I mean, again, one of the reasons why I got 2K20, because Evolution is in that game.
Yeah.
And you build yourself up towards it, and you work through it. And I still think, yeah, it's one of my favorite pay-per-views of all of last year.
Evolution. Sorry, I thought of the old song.
You would sing that one? Is that
It's Evolution.
from the team?
Yeah, for the group.
Hey Siri, play WWE Evolution.
WWE, Line in the Sand, Evolution by Motorhead now playing.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's a great song. It's a good way to close out the show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You get that like Batista vibes.
Yeah. Take that. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, last call. Thank you guys for tuning in.
As
The
always.
Evolution, and a cheers to The Miz. This day marks his 15 years in WWE.
Wow.
Cheers,
Yeah.
Jessica.
Did not know
Cheers,
that. That's it. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Stay safe out there.